Hi again, everybody, and welcome to another Cablecast on GTV and Chardon Hilltoppers football, along with Chris Reckner, John Walsh, and we are in Steubenville, Ohio tonight alongside the Ohio River. And John, tonight's game is one packed with a lot of emotion. Last year, the Steubenville Big Red came up to Chardon and got embarrassed 38-0. This year, Chardon makes a trip down here into a hostile environment in front of a crowd that could be in excess of 9,000 fans, from what I'm told.
Yeah, that's what I had understood. That the forecast was for 10,000 actually coming. It doesn't look like it's anywhere near that neighborhood yet.
All right, so the Chardon Hilltoppers last week coming off a win in Week 1 over the Bedford Bearcats, 42-0. John Landstrom, in place of Scott Makar, ran for 120 yards. He did a real nice job last week in place of Makar.
Oh, he did an extremely good job, and I expect he's going to be in there quite a bit when Makar does return. And between Landstrom and Makar, that could be quite a devastating 1-2 punch when he does get back in the lineup.
And that was one of the big questions in practice all this week and for the game, that was Scott Makar going to play? And quite honestly, we do not even know ourselves up until game time. So that is a question that Bob Doyle will keep under his cap until the game starts tonight. John, your keys to tonight's win. Obviously, Steubenville ran a very impressive offense last year by design, but wasn't able to execute. What do they need tonight to beat this Chardon team?
Well, they're going to have to execute, and that's going to be even more difficult. If anything, the Chardon defense is just twice as awesome. A lot of the starting defensive starters from last year are back again. They have another year under their belt. That's a year of experience, a year more of learning the sophistication of the defensive sets of Chardon. That's going to be a tough nut for Steubenville to crack, and they're just going to have to come at it with their best weapons and try to do that. Steubenville
last week won their season opener as well as their opener, 34-22 against a Youngstown Rayan team. In that game, Carlton West had a touchdown run in the game, and also one of their big players for the Steubenville team is a guy named Brian Benton. He ran for 89 yards, but also ran for 2 touchdowns. This kid is a 5'9" sophomore, so we'll look for him tonight, but they won 34-22. A lot of the players are back this year for Steubenville, minus their quarterback. Matt Vane is their quarterback this year, and again, Chardon's defense was impressive with the shutout last week. Again, they're going to have to be impressive tonight.
Right, and they're going to go right at it as Chardon's kicking off. You see Makar up there, though he kicked last week against Bedford, so that's no indication of what's going on at game time here. But this is what Chardon wants. They're really, really proud of this defense. Offense performed extremely well last week. If they can continue, this has got the makings of a very, very powerful Chardon team. Defense is definitely going to be set. They're going to be on the field first. Steubenville's got to jump right at them.
Well, as you said, the defense will be on the field for the first stanza in this first quarter, and they're going to have to make a stand here on the road. Offensively last week, Chardon was impressive. They had 3 guys over 30 yards rushing, and of course John Landstrom with the big night were for 120 yards. So we are ready to go here in Steubenville. Scott Makar, number 31, ready to tee it up. And the ball is away. It's a short kick, fading off to the left, and will go out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. And the flags fly as the ball went out of bounds. So we will see where they will mark the ball, and it should be at the 35-yard line for Steubenville, first down and 10.
Or they can call for another kick. Which way are they going? They can call for the re-kick and try it again, or just settle for it at the 35, which it looks like they're going to be doing.
Well, head coach for Steubenville, Reno Sukic, will settle for the great field position. First down and 10 at their own 35-yard line. And the fans have definitely packed in what is to be, and you will see through a lot of the pictures tonight that we bring you, in a very impressive stadium for Steubenville. As we said, they're expecting quite possibly upwards of 10,000 fans, and they are all supporting their Big Red tonight. And against a 38-0 loss last year on the road. So first down and 10. Matt Vane, number 8, is the quarterback for Steubenville. We'll give you the offensive starting lineups in just a moment. And the handoff is right up the middle to Vinny West, number 22, and he is wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. Possibly lost a lot. Kevin Platt's in there, number 44, with the big stop.
Yeah, actually, he ran directly into Ben Chuha, who was waiting from his left-hand position, just stood his ground, took him on, and drove him back.
And that starting defensive lineup for Chardon, quickly, Chuha, the brothers, number 17 and 4. Dakiewicz, Platts, Hewitt, Smith, another Smith, Brian Smith, Rusty Opper, Scallion, Merritt, and Landstrom, number 45. On second down, back to pass, overshooting his wide receiver is Matt Vane, and he gets knocked to the turf. The intended receiver was number 34 for Steubenville.
Yeah, that one I think you can attribute to the line. The quarterback delivered it a lot quicker than he really intended to. You could see where he was delivering that ball, the receiver had no chance to get to, but he was under a lot of pressure from that front four. Quite honestly, I think I don't know if it's the best yet. It's just too early yet, but I would say that is by far the quickest defensive line Chardon has ever had. And they potentially could end up being the best defensive line.
They'll call it 3rd down and 10, and Vane back to pass. Early in the first quarter, West with the reception, then caught from behind up at the 39-yard line. So a nice defensive stand on the first plays from line of scrimmage for the Chardon Hilltoppers as they force the home team to punt.
Yeah, that was just an excellent read on that one. You could see Kevin Platts came in from his end position, read the screen, faded out, and he actually caught the ball carrier from behind on that one as he was trying to juke, away from Mitch Hewitt, who was fronting them there.
And also number 4, Luke Chua, in on the tackle. And it was bring down 4th down and 7. And the punt will be kicked away, and back are 2 Chardon deep men, and a fair catch is called for. And about the 26-yard line, the catch is made by number 3, Jason Hillkirk. And that's where the Hilltoppers will start on offense. And looky here, Scott Mackar is making his return to the huddle for the Chardon Hilltoppers, and very early in this first quarter. So obviously Chardon going for the big plays early in this first quarter, looking to make a statement here in Steubenville.
Oh, this is absolutely amazing. When he first went down, the estimates were 6 to 8 weeks. I understood week by week he was progressing at a tremendously rapid pace, but for him to be out here in the second week is just truly a miracle.
The wing T offense, and the give is to Mackar on the right side, breaking tackles, and ahead to about the 30-yard line, called a gain of 3. Let's go through that starting lineup for the offense. For Chardon, Kevin Platts is the tight end, number 44. The line consists of Krebs, Kramer, McCummings, Dakiewicz, and Burr. The split end is Rusty Opera, number 88. The quarterback this year is Ryan Davis. And the fullback is Mitch Hewitt. And Scott Mackar, number 31, the senior, number 31, will be in the backfield for tonight's game. Call it a gain of 2. It's 2nd down and 8 at the 10-minute mark here in this first quarter. Chardon with a good stand on defense, and now on offense with the football. They send Mackar in motion, and the give is a keeper by Ryan Davis, and he is caught from behind before he can dish it to Scott Mackar. He is dragged down by number 27 for the Big Red, and that is Todd Phillips, also a fullback.
You could see him here. Phillips just slid it from behind, got good quickness, and was able to run down Davis. He just happened to hit that little gap there that opened up. It was a little defensive stunt from the inside there. Came from his inside linebacker spot and was able to catch up as Davis had to slow down to make the fake into the fullback.
On the nice play by Phillips, a 2-yard loss brings it back to 3rd down and 10 for Davis. And the give is right up the middle. And the running back is brought down to the turf. That is number 41 for Chardon. And that is Tim Smith, the senior fullback. So Smith stopped on 3rd down, and Steubenville taking the praise from the crowd as they have their own 4th down stand.
Yeah, that was a very nice stand. You can see it's a question of quickness against size. Chardon's got the bigger offensive front. You got smaller guys in the Steubenville group, but they're just using their quickness, sending their smaller linebackers in, and just upsetting it here early on in the game.
Back deep to receive the punt are 2 men for Steubenville, Blair Thompson, and receiving the kick is number 34, and that is John Healy. And Healy brings it up to about the 39-yard line. So again, Steubenville with very good field position early in this first quarter.
Boy, that was an excellent tackle there. He barely got the ball. Nice hard kick. Very high, good hang time on that, so Mitch Hewitt could get downfield on coverage and just drop him where he received the punt.
Defensively last week against Bedford, they held the Bedford Bearcats defense, or rather offense, to minus 6 yards on the ground and only 63 yards through the air. It'll be 1st down and 10 at the 8.5-minute mark, and the give is right up the middle, and a big gainer for Steubenville. That is the carry by number 27, Phillips, the fullback. He is across midfield and into Chardon Hilltoppers territory, enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, that was a nice play. As you can see it coming up here on the screen. Good blocking, trap block up front, open a big wide hole there. Rusty Opper hung from his cornerback position there, waited for the guy to come to him, made a good, sure, open field tackle, or he could have gone all the way on that one.
They mark the ball at the 48, the skilled position for Steubenville. Vane, Phillips, Benton, West, and West. Those are the men to watch on the side for the Big Red. As they've crossed midfield, 1st down and 10. And just about 8 minutes to go in this first quarter. Now the give to West. He follows his blockers, gets a hole, heads for the sidelines. He's down to the 20, has one man to beat, and is dragged down into the turf inside the 10. And making the tackle for Chardon was Dan Merritt. Merritt with a touchdown saving tackle there, John.
Oh, very much. I'll tell you, one of their big linemen out there, number 58, Jamal Chamberlain, 6'2", 325, just leveled his guy on the corner there, gave him the whole corner so he could shoot the outside. Danny Merritt had the presence to come across from his safety position, make the high tackle there, but saving the 6 points.
So first down and goal. Right at the 10-yard line, the single running back is West. They give to him off right tackle. He heads over right tackle, trips before he can reach the goal line. And that'll bring up second down and goal as West is getting a lot of the duty here in the first quarter.
I'll tell you, they are running heavy duty right there, that off tackle position there, and getting appreciable yardage from that area.
And that'll bring up second down and goal. Ball marked at the 3-yard line. First big scoring opportunity for either team here in the first quarter. Chardon's defense really going to have to dig down deep and pull up a stop here, maybe even force a field goal by the Big Red. And as we said, second down and goal. Vane, the quarterback, sends Chamberlain in motion. And they give us to West off left tackle. He dives into the end zone for a touchdown. The first touchdown this evening goes to the Big Red, 6-0.
Yeah, that was just a very well-executed drive. They pulled a lot of guards and tackles on that one. Did a little student body sweeps outside. You see blocking down on that left side there. The back just kind of found where the opening was going to be. I don't think it was one of those you hit the number 3 or 5 hole. I think it's one of those everybody blocked down. You find where the hole occurs, and that's exactly what the running back did on that one for the 6 points.
On to attempt the extra point out of the hold of the quarterback, Matt Vane, will be number 21, Aaron Provenzano. He does all the place kicking, kickoffs, and punting. And that's going to be a moral victory for the Big Red, as last year they got obviously shut out in Chardon. To score the first points as well as some points this evening has to be a big motivation boost for them.
I'll tell you, and they were opening up some massive holes in there in a defense that really is tough to do that against.
And no pun intended, but Vinny West did carry that team on offense that first drive. And he is spectacular along with Carlton West and a whole host of others for the Big Red. The kick is up by Provenzano, and it sails into the student section for a point, and that's 7-0 early in this first quarter. So the Big Red making a statement on the Chardon Hilltoppers, and now the offense of Scott Macar and Ryan Davis will come back onto the field. So, John, the Big Red obviously looking to run a lot of plays right and left tackle and using Vinny West.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of inside stuff. They're not really burning them outside with speed. It's all inside trap movement, down blocking, things of that nature, just to open up the holes, get down. That was a very, very well-executed drive on them. Now it goes on to the Chardon offense. They're going to have to move the ball a little bit. I mean, it'd be terrific if they could put the points on the board, but they at least got to kind of give the defensive mindset a little time to recoup after that.
So with our score 7-0, and we have 7:14 left in this first quarter, Chardon will receive the ball for the third time. They have not done much with it the first 2 times. We have seen the return, though, of Scott Macar, number 31, into the ball games. First game of the season, he just did place kicking in the 42-0 rout of the Bedford Bearcats on the road.
I think what we're going to see in this offensive set is a reestablishment of the fullback at Chardon. You notice in that first possession, fullback Hewitt didn't even use the ball at all. You know, he didn't touch it. He took one little fake and all that. I think they're going to go right back to, you know, the basics of their system. Just go back to hitting the fullback. They'll open up the other stuff.
And obviously they want to get John Landstrom involved. Last week he had a very impressive game with 120 yards, and they would love to see him duplicate that tonight, and they will definitely need that as they are now down 7-0. Provenzano to do the kicking off, and back deep to receive for Chardon are Ryan Davis, and also number 15 for Chardon. And let's check the number 25, and that's Tim Pitts. And the kick will go to the side of Ryan Davis. He'll field it at the 9, and he's looking for a block, comes across the 20, heads to the far sideline, and then is knocked out of bounds. And is wrestled to the fence, which is quite close on the far sideline.
That's dangerously close down there. But it's probably maybe 6-7 yards at the furthest.
Yeah, at that.
Yeah, at that. I think I'm giving a little benefit. That's a dangerous little fence there, and anybody going down could slide underneath. There's barbs. It's really not a good situation to have.
That's something obviously they'll keep in the back of their heads as plays are designed to go towards that side of the field, and we'll even see if Doyle tries to run some plays to the near side of the field that we are on. So first down and 10, ball spotted at the 29-yard line, just over 7 minutes to go in this first quarter. Chardon on offense, and Ryan Davis looking to pass, looking across the middle, and the pass is picked off by Steubenville. Ryan Davis lofted it up for Kevin Platts, and the pass was picked off by Steubenville. D. Montgomery with the pick right at midfield, and Steubenville this time with a pickoff of Ryan Davis, his first full paw of the evening.
Yeah, that was pass was just a little bit underthrown. He had Platts, had the defender beat by a good step. You can see him behind him there, and unfortunately Davis just underthrew that pass a little bit.
So the first mistake of the evening goes to Chardon, and with excellent field position, Steubenville finds themselves on the Chardon side of the football at the 47-yard line. Back to pass is Vane, looking across the middle as a wide receiver. Nice coverage. Pass was intended for number 42, and that's Jared Zappling.
That's close. Rusty Opper was back there. He was pleading his case for an interception, but that was the right call by the referee. The thing did bounce against the turf. He kind of trapped it against there, but if it's, not fully in your possession and you're kind of resting on it where it's resting on the ground, it's not a catch.
So Vane is 1 of 4 on the evening so far tonight, and it is second down and 10. They've had a lot of luck with Vinny West as the second man in the I formation. They give us to the first man through, and he trips right over Vane. That's number 27, Todd Phillips, the fullback. He stumbles ahead to the 46 where they'll spot it. They'll bring up third down and 8, and that could have been a play that was going off left tackle. That could have been a big gainer.
Yeah, he had his defensive tackle, his right tackle, and that number 74, Dan Moranoff, was pulling out on that play. Unfortunately, he got his leg trailing behind. The running back tripped right over it. So actually, that tackle was made by his own man.
So they give him 1 yard, and the ball we spotted at the 47. It's third down and 9. And Chardon looking for another big stop on defense. Back to pass is Vane. Looking right, has a wide receiver. Let's see if it's a catch. Steve Phipps made the reception near the first down marker. They do give it to him. And it's very near the first down marker, if not a first down without the sticks coming out, and it looks like they'll bring them out.
I would say it is a first down. Yeah, the referees are calling it.
So a big third down play, a connection from Steve Phipps from the quarterback.
On the far side of the field, we couldn't see. The ball was thrown low. Couldn't see if he has his hand, see if we can pick it up in the replay. Oh, yeah, it was definitely a catch.
So Steve Phipps with a big reception to keep this drive alive. First down and 10, now at the Chardon 41. A lone setback is Vinny West, number 22. Chardon with the 4 down linemen and 3 linebackers. And Davis the give to West. Flags fly before the play really could get going.
Yeah, Hewitt knifed in from his outside linebacker, the left outside linebacker position there. Charge across there, calling legal procedure against Steubenville. Going to march it off 5 yards.
So that'll bring up first and 15.
Yeah, the only difference there, because if the play had continued, Hewitt probably had him for a 2-3 yard loss, but it also would have taken a down away, so it's kind of a trade-off in that play.
First down and 15. Steubenville up already 7-0. 5:40 left in this first quarter. Backs in the I formation. Filtz and Vinny West. Back to pass, 2-step drop. Pass is intended for number 88, Blair Thompson, but it went in and out of his hands on the left side. And that'll bring up third down, so an interesting call upcoming for Reno Sukic.
Boy, that ball was delivered right between the 8 and the 8 there. You can see it was just drilled in there, and he just couldn't come up with it.
He had thoughts of breaking between those 3 tacklers right there.
Yeah, I think he was looking ahead at the one having a beat on him coming up. He heard a little bit of footsteps.
Definitely. So that'll bring up second down and 15 at the 5:30 mark. 7-0 Steubenville. Chardon looking for a big stop here and get the ball back and possibly get some offense moving. Split back formation behind Matt Vane. Back to pass on the play action. Passes downfield and caught. What a nice catch there by number 34. And that is John Healy. Healy with an outstanding catch on the near sideline inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, he was screened a little bit by Tim Smith, who I think he honestly thought he had a chance at pulling that one down.
And he was able to
see
keep
he
it
swatted it, kind of took the look away from him, but good concentration by the receiver pulling that one down.
And he had got inside a couple of Chardon defenders, found a little pocket, and caught the pass. First down and 10 at the 19. Steubenville on the move again. Vane with the give to West, off right tackle, finds a hole, and then is pushed forward to about the 15 or 16.
Well, I tell you, they keep pulling from his left guard position there. They got Jamel Chamberlain, the big 325-pounder. You can see him pulling right down the line here. He just loves to level people.
58, he's a load.
Yeah, he is. That time, unfortunately, Ben Chua was the recipient of this 325 pounds.
Well, a 3-yard pickup by Vinny West, and West is nearing probably the 50-yard mark, if not 75-yard, here in the first quarter. That is Thompson in motion, and the give is up the middle.
Not a whole bunch there, maybe a yard or so.
Chardon did a real nice job of defending that.
Yeah, they sealed that one. Luke Chuha kind of came up from underneath the pile there, coming out of his tackle position.
Carry was made by the fullback Todd Filtz, and they give him 1 yard, so 3rd down and 6. So yet another big 3rd down deep in their own territory. Chardon with their backs to their own end zone.
Yeah, this is one where the defense definitely has to hold on to it.
On the first scoring drive, Steubenville on 3rd down scored the touchdown. So let's see what they do here. They have backs in the I formation, Vinny West, and play action to West. Now rolling out. In trouble is
That's
the quarterback.
Ooh.
And that was up for grabs. You are right, John, and that was intended for Steve Phipps, their top receiver. Nice pressure on the quarterback, Matt Vane, and that pass was intended for Phipps, and a nice job there by number 88, Rusty Opper, from his defensive position.
Nice job by the Steubenville quarterback in that one, getting away. I thought he was going to go down. He eluded one guy, had a little pressure when he delivered the ball.
32-yard field goal attempt coming up for Provenzano, the hole from Vane, and the kick is up.
Looks good.
And it is good. So a 32-yard field goal by Aaron Provenzano at the 3:36 mark now gives the Steubenville Big Red a 10-0 lead over the Chardon Hilltoppers. Another nice drive by the Big Red.
You can see here is a good spot. Ball's down. Guy comes from Chardon from the right side there, but he puts it right through the middle of the goalpost for another 3.
So a 32-yard field goal by Aaron Provenzano, who has played a prominent role in this game so far. It gives the Steubenville Big Red a 10-point lead. And Chardon right now needing to get some offense moving.
Oh, very much so. That they definitely didn't need that first play being an interception. I'll be surprised if that ball doesn't go. Again, they're going to go back to basics. They're going to get it into Hewitt, the fullback's hands.
Oh, and I'd be very surprised
and just start powering it up the middle.
Yeah, if Bob Doyle, pretty much all for the first half now, stays on the ground and does not go through the air anymore until he gets close 10-7 or 10-10. And the running game is what got him through last week's game and has been very impressive. And that's what's going to carry him, obviously, in every football game offensively. So for Chardon, gut check time. Only week 2 of this early season. But 10-0, they find themselves down on the road. And back deep is Ryan Davis at the 10 to receive the kickoff.
Right up
Davis,
the middle, they're coming.
Heads lift, a little wall, and he's got some room. And he is knocked to the ground. Nice return by Davis all the way up to the 36-yard line. So Davis providing the good field position.
Yeah, it's some real nice up front blocking. You can see they're forming a mid wedge right near the middle of the field there. Davis spots it, hits it, the hole's there. He isn't able to get up to it in time. These guys, like number 28, was able to seal it up, but still, it's a good return. Like you said, good field position. A little shy of the 37.
Boy, Ryan Davis is really going to become a durable player this year. Returning kickoffs, obviously the quarterback and a wing tee, you're going to get a lot of play this year out of Ryan Davis.
He runs the option extremely well, too, once they get the offense in gear here.
And the give is right up the middle. And Chardon with a decent gain, across the 40 and up to the 42. Carry is made by Luke Chua, number 4. And he had a decent amount of yardage last week against Bedford. He had 60 yards last week, so he'll see considerable carries tonight.
Well, that's kind of what I was alluding to, except they made the change of Hewitt from fullback to Chuha.
Exactly.
But nonetheless, it's the fullback position that I felt had to get started in this game, and that's exactly what they need. Push the fullback, and then eventually then you can open up the outside stuff. Right now, you need a quick handoffs and the surety, get some confidence back in that offense.
Gain of 6 by Luke, and the ball is at the 42-yard line. Almost 2.5 minutes left in this first quarter. Now they give right up the middle again. Luke with the call again.
I think he got the first.
Yeah, he's across the first down marker near the 50-yard line.
Yeah, that last little lunge about gave it to him. They went off to the left side there. You can see Bob Kramer pulling out a little bit. Little down blocking by Rob Krebs there, and they just got a bullet right up towards the middle at him.
And the play selection seemed in the first offensive possession to use Scott Mackar, and now in these last 2 possessions to somewhat decoy Mackar's use. And they've gone with Luke Chua who's picked up a first down, and the ball is now at the 47-yard line near midfield. 2:20 to go in this first quarter, and Ryan Davis trying to lead the Chardon offense to their first score of the evening. And this time Makar does get the call around left tackle and all the way around across midfield and falls forward to about the 46-yard line.
That's a good gain. That's an excellent gain. You can see that was just give it quick out to him, let him use his speed, and he gained a good 6 yards in that particular play. Had good up front blocking, kept him off, and he just burned it to the outside there, cut inside there, grabbed a couple extra yards. This is a good drive. This is exactly what they had to do, just straight ahead football. I think you can almost see the confidence coming back. That has the potential of being a very, very good line. They just got to get it inside their heads, and they do have that potential.
Gain of 6, and this time the carry again by Luke Chua. He will not pick up the first down, but will be near to a third down in short situation.
Yeah, he was running a little diagonally there, never got squared up where he can use his power. He's kind of the same body style as the fullback for the last couple of years, Gary Renner. He's got those big legs, he's got the shorts, stocky built and all. He's a very reminiscent of Gary Renner's style of running, and he is a hard runner and only a sophomore.
So under a minute to go in this first quarter, 3rd down and 2 for Chardon. And the give this time is across for a first down inside the 40-yard line. This time carry is made by number 29, Mitch Hewitt. So Hewitt with one of his first carries on the evening is good enough for a first down.
Yeah, they change it. Watch it. He just lowers the head and shoots for 2 yards. Excellent run. Look at that. Gets low and drives them legs. That's exactly the type of running you need when you need those 2 yards. You're not looking to break the big touchdown. You're making sure those chains move on the first down. Good hard running by Mitch Hewitt on that one. This is a good little drive Chardon's put together here, and something that they really had to get together here because they got a little shaken by Steubenville coming at them early.
First down and 10, now at the Steubenville 39. This time they give him a
big wall in front of them.
Around right and sweeping right across to the 35. And that might be one of the last plays of the first quarter.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to try to get another. We're down to 17 seconds. They're going to just shift sides of the field here and try and score to our right here. Which I'm a little that's south end down here?
I believe that's the south
end. I'm a geographical turned around. I've been looping around areas. And well, that's west? Okay, thanks. Well,
we are officially corrected, and obviously our directional sense is not what it should be.
We could have stayed with south, and nobody would have known the wiser. But
we've come to the end of the first quarter, and our score is Chardon down 10-0 to the Steubenville Big Red, and we'd like to take a chance to thank our underwriters for tonight's game. Tonight's game is being brought to you by Connecticut. Contact Connecticut Quality Water Systems for all your water treatment needs. Connecticut's unique line of non-electric water conditioners protect your water-using appliances and save you money on soaps and detergents. Connecticut's reverse osmosis drinking water systems make all the beverages you make with water taste better. Call Connecticut for a free, no-obligation water test to learn more about the water you could have. Also by Friel & Associates. Accounting is our business. Caring about our clients is our practice. Also by Quay Buick. Quality begins with QUA. By A.J. Golder Electric Company and Chardon Square Auto Body Tire and Brake. By Munson Corners Sunoco Gas and Minimart. By the Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Services. By Gary's Towing and Service. By Rapid Cleaners. And by Howder's Lawn and Sports Center, your Cub Cadet headquarters. By Renorec, cars and vans at sensible prices. By Hamden Building Products. And Lawson Ford Mercury for sales, service, leasing, and parts. And by Bostic's True Value Hardware. And by Richard's Maple Products since 1910. If it's maple, we have it. By Air Cleaning Systems Incorporated, clean air for business and industry. And by Schiffler Equipment Sales for school and institutional replacement parts. By the Animal Clinic, Ron Swartz. And by Residence Artists Home Business Industrial Painting. By Max Dugan's Restaurant and Lounge. Let's get this play in and we'll wrap the underwriters up. Makar trapped behind the line of scrimmage, and he will be unfortunately dropped for a loss. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and long. Scott Makar there obviously not going in the right direction, John.
Ooh, you got two guys with their shoes tied together. I don't know. Did you see? I've never seen that before. It was on the top, too. It wasn't spikes that were joined together. It was somehow, I don't know what happened.
Once again, thank you to all of our underwriters. Without their support, tonight's cablecast would not be possible. Please be sure to let these good folks know how much you appreciate their support of this program. Most of them named do a tremendous amount for our community, and we certainly have them again, thank them again for their assistance.
I'm assuming Chardon's going to try to put the ball in the air this time.
And it will be 3rd down and 12. Ryan back to pass, looking downfield, has a wide receiver. The pass is almost picked off by Thompson. Little bit of a bumping there down on the 10-yard line, but the pass does fall incomplete.
Yeah, but the referees did the thing. There should have been no flag on that. Both of them were going for the ball, trying to get their position and all. It wasn't knocking the other one away. It was just going after the ball, and you're perfectly allowed to do that in any level of football. It was excellent coverage. He was all over him there, and just not much you can do as Chardon makes a punt here, but at least they finally did establish a bit of an offense. Got something going at the end of that first quarter.
And Chardon to punt the football away. Inside the 10 are the 2 deep men, and the ball bounces very short up at the 24-yard line. So Chardon could have very easily pinned the Steubenville Big Red inside the 10-yard line, but the punt falls short, and Steubenville will start at about their 24-yard line.
Yeah, he tried to pooch it a little bit so it didn't roll up and just continue on in the end zone. Then they got a bad bounce out of that as it bounced back in Chardon's face there. But it's still not, they get a pinned here. Defense has got to establish itself again. Do it like they did in the first series and just kind of shut them down right here.
And the 2-man running back team. And the give is right up the middle for Steubenville. Number 31 with the carry. That's Brian Benton. His first action he's seen tonight. He had an excellent week last week. 2 touchdowns and a grand total of 89 yards. And he is only a sophomore. This kid has a lot of potential for the Steubenville team.
You can see, boy, they do pull people from all over the place. I mean, they're almost like a Steeler offense. They trap left and right. You constantly got guards and tackles pulling out of their positions, going to the far side of the field.
Benton again with the carry, and he loses the football.
Ooh, who came up with it? Chardon's got it.
And Chardon comes up with their first opportunistic time of the game. And let's take a replay on that.
Yeah,
Chardon,
we'll have to see who had the initial hit that kind of stripped it away. I think somebody raked their hand in there, reaching for him and kind of pulled it out of his grasp. You got Brian Smith right there. You can see hand on the ball, and he raked it down. Excellent job of stripping. 73 got it. Chris Dakowitz, 72.
72, Dakowitz. And you and I were talking about Dakowitz. He has dropped about 30 pounds, if not more, since last season. His speed has increased tremendously from last season.
Oh, yeah, and he wasn't that slow. He dropped a lot of weight, and he has gone up and become very, very quick on that one.
Chardon with an excellent opportunity. Mitch Hewitt with the carry off left tackle. And if they need to take excellent care of the football on this drive.
That's exactly what Mitch Hewitt, I was going to mention. Watch, both hands cover that ball. He's making sure the same thing didn't happen. You can see both of them cradled on that. That ball is not coming out of his hands. Down here, you can't afford to have the frontal. This is the time where you're not looking to make the breaks. You're just looking not to make the big mistake or something. Turning it over would be a big one, because this is a big break for Chardon here, getting the ball this deep in the territory of Steubenville.
So Hewitt with a 6-yard pickup. And now we have movement on the side of Chardon, and it looks like they will lose 5 yards.
Yeah, I think what happened there is Davis was trying to yell out an audible. One of his offensive linemen heard it, took it as a snap count or something, and shot out of his position. So a change of plays resulted in a loss of 5 yards there.
So 2nd down and 9 now at the 22-yard line. And Mitch Hewitt has done a lot of the work out of the backfield so far. Makar has also been in there. Luke Chuha has done a lot of the carrying. Let's see who the ball goes to this time. Davis under center. Fakes the give to Hewitt. Keeps it himself. And a swarm of big red tacklers falls on Ryan Davis at around the 25. So maybe a pickup of 3 or 4 on that play.
Boy, I'll tell you, they do have quick guys. You look, you'll see Davis sees the opening, cuts into it, and watch all the black shirts all of a sudden appear. Pow, 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 pow. You know, they just swarm at that ball. They don't have that much in the way of size, but they do have extremely good quickness, and they move right at the ball.
And a pickup of 2 on the play, 3rd and 7 at the 25. Just under 9 minutes to go, just before halftime. 10-0 our score. Steubenville on top. Davis with the give right up the middle. And Hewitt with the carry. He won't get much, but it may possibly set up a situation for a possible field goal or a fourth down from around the 22-yard line.
That's knocking on a 40-yard field goal there. I think we'll go for it on fourth down will be the call here.
Definitely.
Well, Coach Doyle called for a timeout. I guess he wants to maybe think about what he's going to do, but I don't think that's a long field goal for a high school player, 40-yarder.
And with that timeout, that'll give us a chance to give you fans of GTV a reminder of some of the times this for the 1998 Geauga County Fair. It will be replaying and fill the screen this week on GTV. Be sure to check Channel 24 for details on programs and times. The GTV staff has informed us that we have over 25 hours of replays for you to be sure to tune in to. High school sports begin with tonight's cablecast and continues all fall long as we cover Berkshire High School, Chardon, and Chardon sports, including volleyball, soccer, of course football tonight. So check GTV regularly for replay times and dates. A special thanks tonight also to the GTV funding communities of Burton Township, Burton Village, Chardon Township, Chardon Village, Hamden Township, and Middlefield Village. All 6 communities have renewed their contracts with GTV, so we are thrilled to be able to continue to bring you local public service programming with a special emphasis on these communities. Thanks again for your supporting GTV, and thanks to our viewers for their support. The response has been absolutely wonderful, and this is, of course, our first cablecast. We also will be having one coming from Erie, Pennsylvania later in the season, I believe early in October, as Chardon makes the trip to play Erie Prep, I believe we talked about.
Yes.
Fourth down and 5, a big play for Chardon. Mitch Hewitt is the only running back. Fake. Davis back to pass, rolling right, has a man wide open. It's Scott Mackar. He avoids one tackle, but unfortunately be wrapped down on the one knee at the 15-yard line. So unfortunately no score for Chardon, but
just a hair short.
Unfortunately Chardon will fall short on fourth down.
No, they gave it to him.
Did they give him the first down?
Wow, from this angle.
He was by 3 yards.
Yeah, he had about 3 yards.
So Mackar on one knee did have the first down, and they marked.
Oh yeah. Now that I see the chain in the background there, I thought it was close to the line. I don't know why I figured that.
Unfortunately for Chardon, first down and 10.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Chardon, we're not the referees.
Keeps the sticks moving, and Hewitt off left tackle, and it'll bring up second down. So Mackar with his first big impact on this game, the big reception on fourth down, and he had made himself really available.
And that was a well-delivered pass by Ryan Davis, because Mackar came out in that little open area there, was wide open. Davis didn't try to overthrow the ball, which is a tendency some high school quarterbacks did. He kind of put it up there and made a very catchable ball, which is just good presence down in that field.
So Ryan Davis showing his senior leadership on this drive. Off left tackle is Hewitt again. Squeaks inside the 10, maybe down to the 6. And that'll bring up third down. We've reached the 7-minute mark before halftime. Still 10-0 Steubenville.
Here's a down on the field view here. You can see the big bunch up, and all of a sudden Hewitt and number 65 for Steubenville appear in the picture. With Hewitt just driving ahead, getting down. We got now a 3rd and 3. I don't know. Knowing Coach Doyle, I'm guessing we're still 2 down. We're in field goal range. I think he's going for the whole ball of wax and 6 points here. So I think it's 2 down territory. I could be wrong.
Once again, he'll call a timeout to really think about this. He has excellent field position and an excellent opportunity. And while we have an opportunity, please remember nonprofit organizations from our funding communities can send us their announcements of interest at GTV at this address, P.O. Box 336, Chardon, or fax us at 286-6814, or you can email us now at geaugatv@compuserve.com. Also, don't forget birthdays, anniversaries, and other special occasions can be made more special through GTV. Send their terrific picture or pictures to us, and we'll help highlight the event. Please enclose a self-addressed stamp envelope. Once again, our address is GTV, P.O. Box 336, Chardon, Ohio 44024. That concludes tonight's underwriters, and we have had a lot of success and a lot of great contributors in the local Chardon community. Please patronize their business. Obviously, they're bringing you tonight's game, and we are just thrilled to have so many supporters.
Oh, that, and thank your trustees, too, of the different community, or councilmen in Chardon's case and all. But thank them for their backing. Hopefully other communities in the area can join the bandwagon. more games, more schools can be presented, and it can turn into a full-blown program, because this is just a good keepsake for these guys down in the field.
Oh, it certainly
They love
is.
to see the game, even though they got to listen to me on occasion, but you can always turn the volume down, and the video is terrific. That looks close to 6.
And I tell you what, Mitch Hewitt was near the end zone. And let's check it out on the replay. And they mark it for a first down. The referees are signaling for the first down. Hewitt off left tackle.
Yeah, he's driving there.
And they just blow
I
the
guess,
whistle.
yeah, that was forward progress. They figured it was over at that point.
So now first down and goal. 4 shots inside the 2-yard line for Chardon, being led by senior quarterback Ryan Davis, who's done an excellent job so far in this drive.
And a good job by that line down there. They're
Definitely.
opening up big holes on all facets there. Between Dakowitz and Burr, they've been going.
They give to Hewitt. He's stuffed up at the line. He won't make the end zone. May have lost a yard.
No, I think he got back, maybe gained a foot or so, but not much more. Like you said, they just kind of jammed that whole area up and took everything away. See, just dive blocking where they're trying to cut him on the right side of the line because the play's going left. It's pretty much, you don't need the mobility, just make sure your guy is out of the play. You know, it's a quick hitter off to the left side there as they try to go over Krebs and Kramer on that left side.
And almost every black jersey in on that tackle for Steubenville, all 11 jerseys.
Well, they do swarm. There's no question about that.
Second down and goal from the 2. This time the give is to
No, Davis kept it.
Keeper for Davis, and he's in for a touchdown. Let's see if they...
No, I don't think so. I think the guys got it marked in about the 6-inch line.
Well, they're gonna
Maybe a little bit further, because you can see the referees, it's his left foot that was spotting it. No, it's pretty close to that 6-inch line. It's right down there.
Davis on the keeper, as you can see, and
No, that was the right call.
they
He
mark it.
rolled and turned into the end zone, but he hit on the field of play about where it's at. It was a good spot by the referee.
so about the 6-inch line. Third down and goal for Chardon. And the
That's
give for
in.
Hewitt, and that's in for a touchdown for Chardon. Hilltoppers touchdown, 10-6 our score at the 4:47 mark.
Yeah, that time they just took off over the tight end Platts and right tackle Burr. You know, and they just drove over a couple of big bodies there, and Hewitt just put his head down and dove into the end zone.
So just before halftime, Chardon has put together an offensive drive, and they score. They score 10-6. Mackar on to attempt the extra point out of the hold of the quarterback Ryan Davis. And the snap is up, the kick is up, and it is good. So a scoring drive led by Ryan Davis and capped off by Mitch Hewitt, number 29, leads to a 10-7 score at the 4:47 mark, and obviously Chardon happy to be on the board before the half.
Oh, I'm sure elated is more, or relieved is more like it. Now they can settle down, hopefully get right back into their game. Did you notice on that extra point that we have a little shopping center behind us? Mackar almost put it in the parking lot. He caught the very top corner of that big red sign up there. You know, that ball would have been rolling out in the parking lot somewhere.
So Mackar gets the extra point. It's 10-7. 4:47 left before halftime. And now Steubenville will get the football back.
Yeah, it's time for the defense to take control. Hopefully the offense gave them that little shot in the arm they need where they can hold here, because you definitely don't, you know, like you said, that kind of got the offense moving a little bit, gave Chardon a boost. You don't want to give it right back to them. Defense has got to dig in real tight and stop them right now. You know, it's like they don't even want to let them do anything. Establish something before you go into the halftime, then you got everything going your direction.
And again, possibly even force a turnover, which was the reason that drive came together. They picked up the
Those
football.
definitely don't hurt.
No,
those
those
don't
are-
hurt at all.
So the 2 teams tonight have traded turnovers, the interception by Davis, and then the fumble by Steubenville leading to that score, which brings us to this 10-7. The difference in the game is Aaron Provenzano, a 32-yard field goal, and that was earlier in this quarter. And now Mackar to do the kickoff honors. And the ball sails far
That's a
right,
nice kick. That's a nice kick.
right at the 15, and the play is whistled dead.
I'm not sure why, unless somebody crossed the line just a hair early.
That could be the
Yeah,
flag.
the flag's right down here where somebody just decided to get a little edge and jumped a bit early, so they're going to kick it from 5 yards deeper now.
And
That was a nice kick, too. Nice placement by Mackar, pinned it back on the 20 there.
Back deep for Steubenville are Vinny West and number 31 for the Big Red. That's Brian Benton, the sophomore. And now the ball will be teed up at the 35 for Makar. No time elapsed on the game clock. Still at 4:46 before halftime.
Yeah, fortunately they don't have to reset the clock because the clock doesn't start again until the receiver touches the ball.
And starts his progression forward, exactly. So Makar and the team will start it up again. And the fans that have made the trip down from Chardon get behind their Hilltoppers. And a nice crowd from the Chardon area that has made the trip down. About a 2.5-hour drive down to Steubenville, a beautiful drive down the Ohio River. And the ball is fielded by Benton at the 15, across the 20 to 30. And he's got some room, and look out, he was just tripped up at the 40. Nice return by the sophomore Brian Benton.
Yeah, that was Tim Smith that just knifed across from behind, grabbed that ankle and tripped him up there. But boy, Benton did show a burst of speed there as he comes around. That kick was down at about the 15. Makar really put a leg in it. You see somebody just missed there, and then Tim Smith right there just reaches out and grabs that shoe top.
So possibly a touchdown saving tackle or a big gain saving tackle. And now Matt Vane comes back under center for quarterback. The lone running back is Vinny West. Back on offense for Steubenville. Wide receiver split right and left. The give is right up the middle to West. He is brought down and tries to advance the ball to about the 44. He'll be marked at the 43. And a nice tackle on the interior of the defensive line for Chardon.
Yeah, they did do a good. You see Chris Dakowitz knifing over from his far side tackle position there, coming across, helping out on the tackle, but unfortunately it was 3 yards down the field.
And they give him actually 4. It's 2nd down and 6. Clock on the move, almost down to 4 minutes before halftime. Steubenville trying to work the clock as well as move their offense. They send 2 wide receivers to the left side.
Steubenville coach is upset. I think he sent in the play. The formation was all messed up. He looked visibly upset. It wasn't a real pleasant tee he was holding up to get that timeout. It was kind of an angry one. He's calling the whole team over to the sideline, his little turf area, so he can let them know why he's unhappy with them.
Well, one interesting factor to this year's, from last year, obviously, Chardon was an independent in the football and all their sports locally in the Chardon area. But this year they're in the new conference, the Premier Athletic Conference, with 4 other teams, including the North Rangers, the Riverside Beavers, the Madison Eagles, and the South Rebels.
Blue Streaks.
Blue Streaks.
Let's not upset our friends in Madison.
I'm thinking of Geneva, Madison Blue Streaks. You're exactly right. A lot of good play last week, and the only loss in the conference of a team were the South Rebels. They lost 22-20 to the
Eagles.
To the
Yes,
Geneva
yes.
Eagles. That's what I was thinking. I was a step ahead of myself. But your thoughts?
But Madison's playing the Eagles tonight.
You're exactly right.
What a small world this is.
They're over in Madison to play the Blue Streaks. The Eagles are, the Geneva Eagles. John, your thoughts on this formation of this new conference?
Well, I think it's definitely, for Chardon's vantage point, it's something that's needed. I mean, having to schedule an independent schedule completely is brutal. It's still a conference that is in need of, say, 3 more teams. 18 conferences are terrific. 5 still leaves you 6 independent games you have to schedule.
From scrimmage, after the timeout, Vinny West moving the ball forward near the 1st down marker. And as you take a look here, Vinny West moving hard off left tackle.
Again, pulling 2 guys outside. Ooh, a big missed tackle there. Tim Smith had him, just couldn't wrap on him. Vinny West doesn't have that much in the way of size, but boy, he runs hard. And he runs down low. He's 5'6", 170 pounds. Good speed, hits the line quickly, and yeah, you do have to wrap. Just laying a hit on him is not going to knock him over. He's a strong ball player.
3rd and 1, and just falling forward for the 1st down is number 27. That's Todd Filtz for Steubenville, and more than enough picks up the 1st down as he gets all the way across the 45 to the 44 here.
Well, I tell you, they clone these running backs. They're all in the 5'6", 170-pound range, and all about the same size, all hard runners. It's like there's 10 of them that come out of a mold.
So 1st down and 10, now at the Chardon 44. Clock on the move at 3:07. Steubenville working with the clock, and now is send a receiver in motion to sign up on the left side. 2 backs in the formation. Give us to the 1st man through Hilt. He's across the 40 down to the 38. And we've seen Provenzano with a 32-yard field goal tonight, so it's not out of the realm of possibility if they stall on offense, but they're looking for 7 here.
Oh, very much so. I mean, that's exactly the type of thing you want to do. Is we're getting a little extracurricular activity here. Well, they didn't continue the replay there, but you do see these players rolling into each other a little bit more than they need to and sticking helmets in areas that they really shouldn't. It's getting a little physical and borderline legal down on that field.
Well, and quite honestly, there's no love lost between these two teams, especially on the part of Steubenville after losing 38-0 last year on the road. A busted play there that almost looked like a motion call on Steubenville, and now Chardon claims they have the football.
I don't know if they're going to give it to them or not, though. See what the referees signal on that. I'm sure somebody came in. No, they're waving it off. No, they're not.
Chardon has the football. A big turnover on a drive that could have produced some points. Steubenville coughs up the football at the Chardon 36-yard line, and now Chardon with 2.5 minutes to work with.
Boy, that was a big break, as Steubenville was driving the ball rather well on that one. Here's the replay. We'll get to see what happens. First, there was a broken play. Hopefully we can see where the ball, I guess it's out there. Yeah, it must have come out when he was up. I wasn't sure if it was that or when he was on the ground, a Chardon player stole it from him. But it did look like he was on his feet when the ball came loose. Couldn't see that for sure, but I believe he was.
And I'm sure the Steubenville team would love to have the motion call now and have the football back. Ryan Davis trips over the intended tackler who was out on Kevin Smith. That's Steve Phipps. He just tripped over his foot, and as you can see here, Davis rolls left and just trips over Steve Phipps, number 7.
Yeah, he's got Tim Smith out in front of him, the lead block, picks up the guy.
Actually, it was Tim Smith.
Kind of just grabs Smith's egg. That's equals out. Steubenville had one of their ball carriers trip over one of his blocking people.
So that'll bring up a loss of 5, 2nd and 15, a minute and a half left before halftime. Chardon just lucky to have the football now. And Steubenville on defense. 10-7 our score. Davis at quarterback, giving to Makar, sweeping right, looking for an opening, finds it, breaks into the middle and has some room. He's across midfield and good speed as he goes to the far sideline. Makar has gone for a touchdown.
I don't know. I'll tell you. He made a cut that, there's a flag way back here on the 35-yard line. This may be coming back. I'll tell you, but it was a brilliant one. First cut was brilliant. But how he felt the presence of Steubenville's number 42 there. I don't know how he felt he was there, but he took him. You can see 42 kind of gets a bead, but right here, now watch. He has no idea he's there, cuts him, and the story's over. Just excellent mobility by Makar, but it goes for nothing as the play is coming back.
So unfortunately, what could have been a 14-10 lead for the Chardon Hilltoppers now turns into a 5-yard penalty and a 2nd and 15. Obviously a penalty on the offensive line, a very costly one, which could have given Chardon the lead. A holding call.
That's a hold.
And one that will be reviewed on tape, I'm sure, many times.
Yeah, it must have happened over on the right side because that's probably the place where you would have had the held, right on the...
2nd down, 26.
So the 10-yard march off, it's 2nd and 25 at the 25 for Chardon. Now with a minute 17. And a disappointing moment for the Chardon Hilltoppers. They knew they could have had 7 if not for that holding call. Straight up the middle for a short gainer, and Steubenville now yelling for a timeout. They want to stop the clock. And the clock continues to roll. A couple seconds tick off, now down to a minute 6. And that'll be Steubenville.
Landstrom, I think that's his first carry of the night, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. And here's the replay. And Steubenville, I believe, is out of timeouts now.
Did their scoreboard show them? Yeah. Timeouts left, one left.
One left
for each one.
Chardon had called 2.
TOL, timeouts left.
I got to learn my acronyms.
Yes, you sure should.
So with the timeout, both teams with 1, a minute 6 to go before halftime, and Chardon obviously still scratching their heads at what could have been a 14-10 lead. Obviously Makar's speed has not been affected by his injury.
Oh, no.
It
wasn't his ankle. It was his shoulder that was injured. Yeah, he still can motor that. And I'll tell you, it was that sense of where the defenders were that just impressed me. Because like I said, 42 had a bead on him, was about ready to dive, and all of a sudden he just flitted out to his left, 42, I think, started his dive, ended up stumbling off of that.
And
But if nothing, that's 6 points that don't go on the board, but it does give confidence to this offense that they're always that one play away from doing it again.
exactly.
You know, so if nothing else, that at least show them we do have the big play capability in our repertoire.
3rd down and 19, Chardon deep in their territory at their own 27, looking to get some breathing room and possibly run out the clock before halftime and possibly score. Davis rolling right, has a receiver in Makar. It's dropped at the 37. That'll bring up 4th, and Makar was just a little ahead of that, or Davis was a little behind Makar.
Yeah, the pass was just a little bit behind. Scott turned around, grabbed it with his left hand, but that'd have been like a miraculous catch if he could have pulled it in. That was a very, very difficult one.
So with 1:02 and Chardon down 3, they're going to punt the football away, and Scott Makar does those honors as well. And he really needs to get his leg into this and really give some good field position for the Chardon defense.
I think hang time is more important than anything.
Well, he angles it towards the near sideline. It skips and dies right at the 45-yard line. So Steubenville, with 52 seconds, will have the football on offense at their own 45-yard line, about 20 yards back from where they were before that big fumble, which Chardon had and just now punted the football away.
Yeah, they haven't shown the real big play capability yet. So far, it's been a lot of, 6, 8, 9-yard bursts of their big, heavy-duty plays. So this is going to be difficult for them to get into the end zone here, because I don't think they quite got the speed of some of those defensive backs as Chardon. But they're going to try to do it through the air.
And a miscommunication on a passing play. Brandon Young, number 12, the intended receiver. Matt Vane, another incompletion. He has not had a good night so far tonight. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. And Steubenville trying to hurry to the line, even though the play was whistled dead and the clock stopped at 48 seconds. Vane again to pass. What a catch! And then dropped. What a catch that would have been by Blair Thompson, number 88.
Kind of hooked it with his left hand, just couldn't bring it up to the body or something. But yeah, that would have been a great catch. Not much yardage on it, but it would have been a phenomenal catch. Watch it here. Comes along, has it. Can't quite bring it in before, he starts stumbling over. Nice try, though.
So 3rd and 10. Vane again in a passing situation. Back to pass all the way back to his 37. Slips, and then under pressure will go down by the hands of Mitch Hewitt, number 29. And also number 73 for Chardon. That is Chris Dakiewicz, who's had a good first half. That'll bring up 4th. Nice pressure here by the Chardon defensive line.
Yeah, there was Tim Smith wrapping around from the outside there, grabbing the ankle again, and Hewitt, and was that Dakiewicz underneath too?
Yeah, Dakiewicz, Hewitt, and a couple of other Chardon Hilltoppers, and a timeout is called. Steubenville now is out of timeouts. No, it is a Chardon timeout, so Steubenville still with 1 timeout on 4th and 16. If they are able to pick up the first down, maybe work a couple sideline passes, and they do have that 32-yard field goal from Provenzano, so he has shown he can kick the football. They may be able to get some points on the board still.
Yeah, I don't know if they are going to. This is kind of a difficult one. You don't want to take the chance at the big run back or something, but, do you want to give Chardon the ball at the 40 where they can try a couple of big plays, maybe get 3 out of it or something? I don't know if they're going to try to eat a lot of clock out with a real busy play. I doubt very much if it would be put in the air, but it'd probably be a big sweep. Now they got their punter out there.
And Davis and Makar are lined up at the 20-yard line back in Chardon territory for the punt. And to do the punting honors again is Aaron Provenzano. He is back at his 28-yard line. And the kick is away clean. A nice tight spiral. Going to be fielded by Makar at his 25. He's going to return it.
It's wall left. Nope, they couldn't set it up in time.
And a nice job of tackling there by number 12 for Steubenville. That's Brandon Young. And Makar dropped back at his 23-yard line. Only 21 seconds before half.
Boy, I'll tell you, he does get some hang time on his punts. That thing was up there. I think that's the guy they wanted to have the ball in the hand so he could see if he could break a long one before halftime. Here, I think Chardon's just going to run the clock out, go into halftime, regroup, down to 10-7.
Of course, a quick reminder, at halftime we'll have the exciting Chardon band, and then, of course, all the exciting action of the second half, and it'll be a good one. The Big Red only up by 3, 10-7, in a very close game here on the road for the Chardon Hilltoppers. 21 seconds to go, and Makar around right has some room across the 30, now breaks a tackle and falls forward. And that'll probably be the last play of this first half. Chardon hustling to get to the line of scrimmage, maybe for another play.
Yeah, you can see here it's just a straight handoff, trying to get Makar to break one. Because I think whoever's running the scoreboard had some problem. They're going, let's go O. I don't think that's really what the Steubenville crowd wanted to put on the scoreboard.
Well, the offense for Chardon produced one touchdown. It could have had another except for a big holding penalty. And our score at halftime is 10-7 Steubenville. We, of course, have the exciting Chardon band view at halftime and all the exciting action of the second half. Steubenville up at halftime by the score of 10-7 here on GTV. Of course, we would like to remind you this evening of all of our underwriters for this evening's game. And tonight's game is being brought to you by Connecticut. Contact Connecticut Quality Water Systems for all of your water treatment needs. Connecticut's unique line of non-electric water conditioners protect your water-using appliances and save you money on soaps and detergents. Connecticut's reverse osmosis drinking water systems make all the beverages you make with water taste better. Call Connecticut for a free, no-obligation water test to learn more about the water you could have. Creel and Associates. Accounting is our business. Caring about our clients is our practice. And of course, now the Chardon band will be performing. We'll bring you all the exciting action in just about 10 or 15 minutes. But now let's listen in to the Chardon band.
On the trumpet solo. We would now like to feature the majorettes under the direction of Mrs. Deborah Staple. Here's In the Mood. They will now strut their stuff in Sing, Sing, Sing.
Chardon Hilltoppers band coming all the way down from Chardon performing this evening. The Chardon Hilltoppers band and majorettes, of course, all the people making tonight's game possible. Let us go down that list. Connecticut. Contact Connecticut Water Quality Systems for all of your water treatment needs. Connecticut's unique line of non-electric water conditioners protect your water-using appliances and save you money on soaps and detergents. Connecticut's reverse osmosis drinking water systems make all the beverages you make with water taste better. Call Connecticut for a free, no-obligation test to learn more about the water you could have. Also tonight's game being brought to you by Friel & Associates. Accounting is our business. Caring about our clients is our practice. By Quay Buick, quality begins with QUA. Also by A.J. Golder Electric Company and Chardon Square Auto Body Tire and Brake. By Munson Corners Sunoco Gas and Mini Mart. By the Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service. Also by Gary's Towing and Service. By Rapid Cleaners. And by Howder's Lawn and Sports Center, your Cub Cadet headquarters. By Rent-A-Wreck, cars and vans at sensible prices. By Hamden Building Products. Tonight's game also being brought to you by Lawson Ford Mercury for sales, service, leasing, and parts. And by Bostic's True Value Hardware. And by Richard's Maple Products. Since 1910, if it's maple, we have it. By Air Cleaning Systems Incorporated, clean air for business and industry. And by Schiffler Equipment Sales for school and institutional replacement parts. And by the Animal Clinic, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine Ron Swartz. and by Residence Artist, Home, Business, Industrial Painting, and by Max Dugan's Restaurant and Lounge. Thanks again to all of our underwriters again. Without their support, tonight's cablecast would not be possible. And please be sure to let these good folks know how much you appreciate their support for tonight's cablecast. Most of them named do a tremendous amount for our community, and we certainly thank them again for their assistance. Our halftime score again, as you can see, is 10-7 Steubenville, and we will be back shortly with the second half of action right here on GTV. Welcome back. We are back here in Steubenville. 10-7 our score at halftime. The Chardon Hilltoppers with a touchdown in the second quarter. One nullified by a costly holding penalty late in the second quarter, but 10 points for the Steubenville Big Red. A field goal and an early touchdown in the first quarter. A lot of good running by the number 22, Vinny West. Carlton West, number 5, is out because of injury, and Vinny West carrying the bulk of the running load, John. But Chardon, obviously, as we talked at halftime, needs to get an early score, an early defensive stand. They will have the football to start the second half, so that's obviously in their favor.
Oh, yeah. That's the whole thing. I don't know if they need to score. You look at the scoreboard, it's 10-7. Plenty of time left to play, 24 minutes of high school football left. They don't need to score, but I think what they have to do is establish their offense again. Get a few first downs, and also another nice thing on that is push them down the field, so even if you get stopped, when you punch, you get the field position game going. I think that's very important. Then the defense has just got to dig it in. Hopefully they made some sort of adjustments, and they'll come back and just be that awesome defense again.
Well, Steubenville will be kicking off from what we learned was the west end, and they'll be kicking to Chardon, which will be receiving at the east end. So their backs will be to the very impressive scoreboard here that is at Big Red Stadium for Steubenville. And as the scoreboard shows, 10-7 in favor of Steubenville. And as the second stick down just before halftime is over, Chardon is ready to put some points on the board. Now, whether they can do that or not will be all dependent on how their running game comes about after the break, and I'm sure Bob Doyle had some inspirational words for them. They need to keep the ball controlled. They need to keep the ball protected, as we saw a couple of turnovers forced each team to play some defense that they probably didn't expect to play off a turnover.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you, one of the big things that Bob Doyle and his coaching staff do is halftime adjustments. They normally go in there, analyze. With a lot of two-way starters, it's tough to make these adjustments during the game because you want to talk to them, make the adjustments, but they're still on the field, so that's very difficult to do. But at halftime, they have the game completely broken down, know what their strengths are, know what the weaknesses, same with their opponents. They know their strengths and weaknesses, make the adjustments necessary, and we'll see what kind of adjustments they came up with. Initially, what kind of offensive adjustments is they're going to get the opening kickoff in the second half.
Provenzano to kick and sends a high ball right to the left side. On the near side, Mackar to field it, heads across midfield, now up to the middle, now to the far sideline, cuts in, a flag flies into the pile as he goes across the 31-yard line. Could be a clip, possibly on Chardon. We'll see and wait for the call.
Yeah, that was way downfield. The guy threw it. It's a clip against Chardon. Yeah, he's signaling it. So it's going to come back from the spot of the clip.
And again, the old rule, as every defensive coach will tell you, in blocking, if you can see the guy's jersey from the back and his numbers, do not push him or tackle him. But unfortunately, they did not do that. So with 11:53, just 7 seconds gone by in this third quarter, Chardon will have the football at inside their own territory as they mark off the penalty.
Unfortunately, 12 and a half yards, I guess, is all they can mark off, a half the distance. Yeah, they're marking the penalty from roughly about the 25, and they can only go half the distance, not the full 15.
So as you said, John, the ball will be at the 14-yard line. First down and 10. Chardon on their first play from offense in the second half. Hewitt will be the lone running back, and Ryan Davis once again the quarterback. And this time the keeper, under pressure, throws in and out of the hands of Scott Mackar at the 20. He was well protected there by number 28 for the Big Red, and that's D. Montgomery, as we take a look at the miscommunication by Ryan Davis and Scott Mackar.
Yeah, like you said, Mackar just curled to the outside there, and low flats area there, and the pass was just delivered a little bit behind him. Makar wasn't able to come up with it.
And not too surprisingly, but Bob Doyle coming out with a passing play to start the third quarter, maybe trying to mix it up a little bit. Chardon ground oriented, trying to move to the ball in the air. And Davis this time will keep it on the ground. Big opening for Scott Makar, and he rumbles across the 30 up to the 40 and across the 40, and it looks like he will have tack on a couple of yards because of a late flag, possibly a face mask of a tackling variety.
I'm guessing face mask. There was no late hit. He was up high on the head. It almost had to be a face mask that he grabbed hold of.
And that is a personal foul as well. Let's take a look at it.
Yeah, that's Hewitt running. Just good job. I think that was Jay Hillkirk there. Oh, yeah, definite face mask. Unquestionably, you could see he had a good grip on the right side of Hewitt's helmet there on the face mask.
The 6-foot junior D. Montgomery, number 28, penalized for Steubenville. And that'll put the ball across midfield. So Makar was up to the 40 from all the way from the 14, so 36 yards.
Hewitt carried that one.
Hewitt, rather, and across the 50, so down to the 44, now into Steubenville territory. And the carry straight up the middle. Hewitt again, a couple of yards, down to the 42.
Boy, he's fighting for every yard he gets. He got stood up, and he just kind of spun the pile around or something and leaned forward for that additional yard or two. You watch here, he gets a little bit of a hole, gets a couple yards here. Here he stood up, spins around, drives forward to get that extra yard.
And protecting the ball as well as we talked about. No mistakes in the second half. That's what Chardon cannot avoid. 2 yards on the gain, second down and 8. Ball spotted at the Steubenville 43. Davis fakes to the running back, now under pressure and will be dropped at the 45 of Chardon. So a big loss. And Steve Phipps raising his arm as he made the tackle for the Big Red.
Yeah, you see in Tim Smith, the blocking back, trying to get in there and help out or something. He doesn't know exactly what he can do to help. Probably the best thing would have been to grip the ball out of Davis's hands and start running forward with it.
The only thing he could have done to do a better block there would have been to hold the man. So unfortunately, It was a lose-lose situation in the blocking pattern there. So the loss will be, it's now back to 3rd and 18. So a 10-yard loss on the tackle behind the line of scrimmage back at the Chardon 47. And Makar in motion. Now he's given the ball across the 45, across midfield, up to the 45. Now good speed to the corner, across the 35 and down to the 30. And what an incredible run by Scott Makar.
Boy, he's just like a water bug there, sitting there, veering left, right. Excellent running, using his blockers, too. You watch, he's got his lead blockers out here.
Waits for the block.
That's Bob Kramer out there leading the block. And he has another blocking back coming up here that he doesn't get into the picture. But he did have another back that he played off of as well. He kind of did a little stutter step, waited for him to set the block, and then took off from there. Big play by Makar on that one. Because like I said, this is exactly what Chardon wanted to do. Get that ball down to the end of the field. If they can tack off points, all the better. But they've at least established the offense for the second half.
And a give right up the middle, this time Hewitt, and Hewitt's going to go in for a touchdown. Let's check for any flags. There don't appear to be any, and Chardon has scored the first touchdown of this second half.
I think Makar's run set that one up, because if you'll look, normally you start out with a fullback. All the guys flared to the right here. They theoretically, excellent block again by Kramer there, holding his guy up. Platts finishes it off for him. But you can see all the players rotated to the right side of Chardon's offense there. Hewitt just had the whole left lane open and took it in for the 6.
And outran Matt Ellis, number 15, to the corner for the touchdown. Steubenville player down at the 25. And we'll wait for him to be checked on, and the point extra waiting to be kicked. So 13-10. Chardon puts points on the board first quickly inside of 2.5 minutes of this third quarter.
Yeah, you're talking about Hewitt beating the guy in the end zone. Well, he's not your typical fullback. He's probably the fastest kid on the field for Chardon, and that's not normally your fullback. Normally that'd be one of your wing backs or a defensive back or something like that. But he's got he can turn on the Jets big time.
Well, and Hewitt with 2 big runs on that drive, and Makar, the guy that wasn't really supposed to play in this game and obviously has felt healthy, with a big run in that play, and that set up the touchdown. And Chardon has made a statement. Obviously, those adjustments we talked about at halftime have made a difference.
Well, offensively for sure. And I'll tell you, he did have some excellent blocking. And I think I mentioned his name 2-3 times, but Bob Kramer did an excellent job coming out of that left guard position. Left tackle, I'm sorry. Rob Krebs also helped out, kicked his man to the outside, but Kramer was leading downfield, pushing his man, driving him off the ball. Just an excellent blocking formation out of Kramer in that one. You got to give him a lot of credit for those big yards. Got to give that line a lot of credit because they made whatever adjustments. First half they were out quick, something fierce. They made the adjustments. I don't know if it was sealing up their line splits or whatever, but they're keeping the guys out of the backfield and then just drive blocking and taking them out there and giving the backs room to do their magic.
We are still waiting for the number of the player injured for Steubenville. He is flat on his back at the 25, being slowly helped to his feet. And while we have a chance, let us remind you that the 1998 Geauga County Fair replays will be filling your screen this upcoming week on GTV. Be sure to check channel 24 for details on programs and times. The GTV staff has informed us that they have over 25 hours of replays, so be sure to tune in for that. As well as high school sports begin with tonight's cablecast of the Steubenville Chardon game, and they will continue all fall long as we cover Berkshire, Cardinal High School, and Chardon sports, including volleyball, soccer, and more. So check GTV regularly for replays, dates, and times. And, of course, we talked about that game in Erie, Pennsylvania, coming up in early October. That, again, is another big road game against a very big team for the Chardon Hilltoppers. They're in a conference, but they still like the big independent games.
Oh, yeah, that is a huge school up there, too. I think AAA, or I'm not sure, Pennsylvania calls theirs a different, but whatever their big school division, that's it. There we have the Steubenville player, number 65, Derek Seebeck, getting up.
And that's good
he
to see him.
He seems to be walking okay. I think he just might have got his bell rung a little bit. Hopefully we see him back in the game real soon.
And now the extra point will finally be tried. 13-10, Ryan Davis will be doing the holding. Scott Mackar to try and kick the extra point. The hold is down, the kick is up, and signal is good. So at the 9:20 mark of the third quarter, Chardon has scored first, and they take a 14-10 lead. And again, Chardon with a big momentum builder early in this third quarter.
Yeah, now's the part I want to see, because I'll tell you, this Big Red offense has been driving the ball well. Short of a couple fumbles, they could have this game extremely well under control now. It'd be interesting to see what kind of adjustments the Chardon defense makes to take away this offense if they can.
Well, Vinny West has played outstanding in this first half. He played extremely well in that first drive for Steubenville. He scored the touchdown and ran well all first half, except for the fumble. Steubenville played extremely well, and as you said, could have this game well in hand.
I'll tell you, they like pulling that big guard, Jamel Chamberlain, out there, too. And if you're a defensive end or tackle, getting free, coming across, you got a trapping 325-pounder coming at you. That's got to be a scary sight.
I'm sure it is.
That's got to be extremely.
I can't say I've had that happen to me, and I don't know if you have.
I'm definitely not looking for to have that happen either. Wow.
Once again, a special thanks to tonight also for GTV for funding in the following communities: Burton Township, Burton Village, Chardon Township, Chardon Village, Hamden Township, and Middlefield Village. All 6 communities have renewed their contracts with GTV, and we are thrilled to be able to continue to bring you local public service programming with a special emphasis on those communities. Thanks again for supporting GTV, and thanks to all of our viewers for your support. The response has been absolutely wonderful.
We got Carmen Tizano kicking it off this time.
And that's Scott Mackar. That sails to the 28, and the return is made to about the 33, and the receiver is driven back. That's number 12, Brandon Young. So kind of a different flair to Bob Doyle's team there with the kickoff. Not Scott Mackar.
First hit that time was Brian Smith coming in. That's the brother of Tim Smith, the other lineman. There he is, number 20, standing him up.
And waiting for
brother Tim comes in with also 3/4 of the Chardon team. I see Jason Hillkirk in on that, and a couple other players coming whose numbers we couldn't get.
And here's the adjustments we wanted to see on defense as the Steubenville offense on the for their first time on the field in the second half. The give is to Vinny West. He shakes a tackle and then squirms up to the 37 before being tackled by Kevin Smith and Kevin Platts. A nice tackle there, and let's take a look here right off left tackle here.
I tell you, one of the adjustments I do see is Chris Dakowitz is lining up in his tackle position, offset. He's probably 1.5 yards deep off the line. I think Steubenville scouted him, saw the quickness of Dakowitz, and were capitalizing off of that. They let him shoot his gaps, get in the big field or backfield, have a back come, screen him off, sneak in behind him. So I think they were kind of using his exceptional quickness off the line there. Oh, they're moving the ball again, though.
And West gets the call again, and he definitely picked up the first down as he and the referee signal for the first down. West, a tremendous talent, only a junior, and he's playing for the injured Carlton West.
It's sealed outside. It's
Nice blocking up front.
You can see Landstrom coming up from his free safety position there, sealing the outside, but West took it to the inside.
So the first possession from the line of scrimmage produces a first down for Steubenville. 14-10 now, the Big Red down four. Pass to the sideline intended for Steve Phipps, incomplete. Off the arm of Matt Vane, who's had a tough time tonight. They've really excelled on the running game, but Matt Vane has not had too many completions to speak of tonight. He had one in the corner, which produced the touchdown, but other than that, has had a rough night.
Yeah, they've been trying, that's probably about 6-7 times they tried the quick hitter to the outside there.
Right.
They want to get a stab. I'm assuming these guys got great speed, great open field running ability. They want to establish the one-on-one thing, see if he can just beat the defender and take off, but they haven't been able to make the connection on the passes as of yet.
Well, Steve Phipps definitely has the size for college football, 6'3", 205, and look at this, just an absolute demolition at the line of scrimmage. Number 73 for Chardon, Chris Dakiewicz, met the running back right in the line of scrimmage.
Watch this, it says it itself. You watch Dakiewicz comes, lays it right in there, big time hit. I guess whoever was supposed to be screening him off didn't do his job this time because Dakiewicz was in all over him.
A loss of 3. And that'll bring up 3rd and 13. And Dakiewicz definitely, he didn't sneak through the line of scrimmage. He was rumbling through the line of scrimmage.
Boy, he is quick off that ball, I'll tell you. He's back on his normal, right off the nose of the ball.
Back to pass is Vane, looking for the pass and almost picked off there by John Landstrom. He had the pass read better than the wide receiver did.
Oh, I think Landstrom was counting those 6 points off there because I tell you, he was pounding himself in the head, doing all those things you can see here, because there's nobody in front of him. If he had pulled that pass in, he could have walked into the end zone.
And the Chardon fans definitely appreciate the hard work on defense by the Hilltoppers. And the 12th man for the Big Red trying to sneak off the field before the punt. 2 men back are Ryan Davis and looks like number 3 there. That would be Jason Hillkirk back to receive the punt. It is Davis scampering across the field. Picks up a block. And a nice return there by Davis. As we said, the durable Ryan Davis. He does quarterback honors, kickoff returns, and some punts.
Yeah, he put a nice little inside move here. You can see he's got the ball. They're screening him. He just does a quick dip to the inside, gains about an additional 8-9 yards off of that little dip. Nice run back by Davis on that one.
And good field position up to the 29-yard line. So after the touchdown and the consequential punt, Steubenville back on defense, and Chardon looking to now add to their lead as they lead by 4. 7:13 to go in this third quarter, as now Chardon finds themselves up and working with a lead. First time they found themselves doing that tonight.
I think we're going to go back to the fullback. We got Adam Neal in there at fullback right now.
But the give to Macca on the right side, on the left side rather, and he picks up a couple of blocks, still staggering on his feet. His strength is unbelievable. Even with a dislocated shoulder, he's able to pick, and he's kind of hobbling off the field, as a matter of fact.
I think he just twisted up the ankle just a hair. But boy, I'll tell you, his cutting ability is just terrific. You can see it plants, goes back to the inside, cuts back to the outside, loses his balance there. I think that's some of those cuts, he kind of just twisted up his ankle, but it didn't look like anything that's going to keep him out of the game for long.
The most difficult thing is with some of those cuts is you as an offensive lineman have to watch on your block that you don't end up clipping somebody because of the cut that he makes. You then find yourself behind the blocker. So
yeah, because they're twisting around, but that's the sort of thing that shouldn't be called, though. They tried to go up the middle that time with no luck whatsoever.
Now back to the original line of scrimmage almost, a loss of 3 on the play probably. And that'll bring up 3rd down and long.
Yeah, we got a good 3rd and call it 8. Or a long 7. How's that?
A long 7.
That's an optimistic call.
A short 8, a long 7. There you go. As we're now under 6 minutes. And the upcoming call for Chardon, they have gone to the pass a couple of times on 3rd down, but they're deep in their own territory, so looking to play a little more precautionary here on offense, and stay with the ground. Let's see what they do. Davis back to pass, fumbles the football, bounces right back up to him, and he avoids a couple of tacklers.
He's going to get eaten up, though. I think he was holding the ball out. I'm not sure if it was supposed to be a fake or if the guy just ran into him, but it was his own player he knocked the ball out against.
It looks like
you can
play
see
action.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was a play action because he was staying in the block. I think the back just kind of collided a little bit. He had the ball out, ready to put it up in the passing position. Unfortunately, it hit on the ground.
Well, they lost 10 yards, and that'll bring up 4th and 23 and deep in their own territory. Back deep to punt is number 32 for Chardon.
Chris Eloff.
And Eloff, his first punt of the night, and a nice punt.
He's down. Didn't he touch?
Yes, he did. He did go down. The field getting a little wet from that evening dew, perhaps. And number 88, Blair Thompson, kick.
It's the referee of a transparent hanky. He threw something down, and I never saw it on the ground. He must have a clear hanky, cellophane hanky. He's throwing down on the field tonight.
So the punt by Eloff sails all the way back to the 44-yard line. So Eloff does a good job of getting Chardon out of trouble there.
Oh, that was a very good hang time in that punt. Allowed the defenders get there and him to try to make the move to the outside. Unfortunately, he couldn't get his footing. Knee hit on the ground. 1st
and 10, give right up the middle. And a few yards for the Big Red, trying to keep it on the ground. Very conservative as the clock continues to roll here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, that conservative got you about 4 yards, close to 4 yards there. So that's a nice, safe conservative. As you can see, again, it's just power driving. The back sneaks in, kind of gets lost in that mass of humanity there, and sneaks ahead for close to 4 yards.
Filtz with the carry, and they give him 4, 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, I think we got an equipment adjustment by number 42. The referees are helping out there. Water boys are trying to make a trip out. Referee says, no, it's not one of them kind of timeouts.
Once again, a nice crowd came down from the Chardon area. A lot of Hilltopper fans down here tonight.
And they're seeing a good ball game.
And yes, they are.
A well-played game on both sides of the field. Two good programs here. They're just playing each other hard.
2nd and 6. Matt Vane under center. The single running back is Vinny West. And they give to West right up the middle, and Chardon stuffs that, and now West sneaks away, but cannot sneak away a 3rd time from John Landstrom, number 45, who made a nice tackle, helped out by Dakiewicz, number 73.
Yeah, he tried to run off to the left side. You can watch Ben Chuha, number 17. He's got his guy holding him. He kind of gets hold of the shirt there. He's holding him up. His guy keeps driving him. Finally, he can't hold him any longer, but luckily his teammates were able to come, help out, finish off. I think it was Brian Smith. I couldn't tell somebody else actually made the finishing, but it was Ben Chuha's setup that made the play.
No movement on the play, 3rd and 6. And Steubenville did not gain any on that run from Vinny West. And Vane with the I formation. They give us to the 2nd man through West, and he is met by Mitch Hewitt at the 49. He will not pick up the 1st down and will not make it across midfield.
Again, watch Brian Smith here. He takes on the lead blocker, turns the play to the inside, which is excellent there. You see right there. Turns it in. That's where all your players are. That's what those outside contained guys got to do. They got to stop it right there, turn it inside. That's where all your teammates are coming from. Good team play by Brian Smith and Mitch Hewitt on that one.
And here's the fake punt by Vane, and a pass caught by number 12, Brandon Young, for a 1st down, the first play of trickery on the evening. Steubenville connects, and Brandon Young all the way down to the Chardon 34-yard line.
Okay, was that the regular punter in there?
No, that was the quarterback, Matt Vane.
Or that should have been red.
And the pass caught there by Young. And a nice job, touchdown-saving tackle by Kevin Platts. Down to the 34, and Steubenville is back in business. And Chardon was just completely faked out on that play.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's got to be picked up. That's not your normal punter up there. That's going to be picked up right away and called out so everybody's aware there's some sort of trickery going on.
And they go back to the guy who's carried him all night long, Vinny West, with a couple of yards. And we're down to the 2.5-minute mark of this 3rd quarter. Vinny West coming out of the game.
Chuha and Smith and on that Tim Smith and on that tackle.
And I tell you what, Vinny West favoring his left shoulder just a smidge as he goes to the sideline as the trainers look at him. We'll see how soon he comes back in the game.
He's taking a pounding tonight. He had a lot of carries, and there's a lot of hard hitting. Speaking of which, Tim Smith just laid a hit on right there.
Now Steubenville again at 3rd down, this time 6, at the Chardon 30, or at the Chardon 28-yard line.
This is a big play again for Chardon. They got to shut him out, though. It's probably 2-down territory for here, because again, we're in that too long for a field goal, so they'll go 2 plays to get that maybe 4 yards that they need.
Vane barks out the play.
Ooh, movement off the right end there is Steubenville.
And I think you're right, it's going to be on Steubenville. Chardon did jump, but Matt Vane did not execute the play at that time. He waited a couple seconds more.
Yeah, a little assistance from Kevin Platts there pointing down as to who made the movement.
So they'll march off that penalty.
You can see just watching your right side of your screen, right at the top there, just left that hair early.
And the tight end there.
That hurt. That was a hurting play. Now that changes their offense a lot, where they can't go for those short yardage plays anymore. You got to go for a little longer plays, which is just another section of the playbook.
Now they're inside the 34, not quite the 33, and they need 8 yards. Backs are in the I formation. Vinny West not back yet in the game. Vane back to pass, looks one way, now looks left, finds Steve Phipps, evades a couple of Chardon Hilltoppers, but not quite enough for the 1st down. He barely gets back to the line of scrimmage, and now that'll bring up 4th down.
I think we had Luke Chuha and John Landstrom out here that slowed him down, weren't able to finish him off, but the teammates did come out. Let's see, we got
Landstrom.
Yeah, Landstrom and Chuha were right there, and he's finished off by Tim Smith.
And
Dakowitz and don't tell me, Rusty Hopper.
Make this a question and answer segment. And we have a Chardon player down on his back at the 42 as we assist to him. And
yeah, I think it's Scott Hewitt.
And they cannot afford to lose him as they have.
It might just be a cramp or something. They're stretching out that leg a little bit.
He's gotten a lot of use tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mitch Hewitt.
Well, we have a
Scott's his father, who
you know him.
Who doesn't deserve the credit for playing.
That's
Mitch
right.
deserves the credit.
That's exactly right. Well, let's please remind you that nonprofit organizations from our communities can send us their announcements or of interest at GTV, P.O. Box 336, Chardon, or you can fax us at 286-6814, or you can even email us now at geaugatv@compuserve.com. Also, don't forget birthdays, anniversaries, and other special occasions can be made more special through GTV. Send that terrific picture to the same address. That's P.O. Box 336, Chardon, Ohio 44024.
A big play here, obviously.
Big play.
4th and about 7, say.
Back to passes Vane, looking right, has a wide receiver, and there's contact at the 5 and no flag thrown.
Incidental, if anything, there was a little push off by Steubenville. Chardon guy had position. He needed to go deeper, couldn't go through him. But again, that's one of those, there should be no flag on that. But and definitely no pass interference on Chardon. You see, he's got position there. He's not doing nothing, a little push off there, that's all. So we're winding down in this 3rd quarter.
And on the coverage was number 37, Chris Scanlon, who did a nice job of just staying with the wide receiver. If anything, in that situation on 4th down, the receiver needs to make sure that he's in position. The defensive back just needs to get in front of him and get in front of his view.
Actually, he was behind him, protecting him, which is where he worked out good since the pass was thrown a little bit longer.
Here is a carry off Chardon, and it's number 4, that's Luke Chuha. And Chuha gets all the way across midfield inside the 30, inside the 40 of Steubenville, and just like that, Chardon is in terrific field position.
Oh yeah, that is big time play right there. That takes something where you're down in your own territory. You can see, excellent up front blocking. Gosh, I wish I wasn't able to pick up. I think it was Dakowitz leading from his guard position there, but just drove his man out of there, created a big hole. Platts trying to help out. Burr down there trying to help out. It's tough, you want to help your teammate, but then again, you don't want to get the yellow thrown on you either.
And they're using Chuha exclusively so far on this drive as he carries again up the middle. and time has expired here in the third quarter. Chardon finds themselves right around the 35 of Steubenville. And again, we have ourselves a football game. As Chardon has scored in this quarter, make it 14-10. Their defense is held.
Yes, they've tightened up quite a bit, done an excellent job. Gave a little bit of yardage up early there, but Steubenville really couldn't get big-time drive going.
Well, once again, let us remind you to the great folks that are bringing in and making this game possible for you tonight, and they are Connecticut, Friel & Associates, accounting is our business, caring about our clients is practice. By Quay Buick, quality begins with QUA. By AG Golder Electric Company and Chardon Square Auto Body Tire and Brake. Munson Corners Sunoco Gas and Minimart. By the Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service. Gary's Towing and Service. Rapid Cleaners. Howder's Lawn and Sports Center, your Cub Cadet headquarters. Rent-A-Wreck, cars and vans at sensible prices. Hamden Building Products, Lawson Ford Mercury for sales, service, leasing, and parts. Bostic's True Value Hardware. Richard's Maple Products since 1910. If it is maple, we have it. By Air Cleaning Systems Incorporated, clean air for business and industry. Schiffler Equipment Sales for school and institutional replacement parts. The Animal Clinic, Ron Schwartz. Residence Artists, Home Business and Industrial Painting. And by Max Dugan's Restaurant and Lounge. Thanks again to all our underwriters. Without their tonight's support, we would not be bringing this game to you tonight. And again, we thank all of them. Please patronize all of these business locally in the Chardon area, and Chardon needs to patronize the end zone right about now. That would be tremendous.
I'll tell you, these patrons patronize the heck of a football game here.
This time they give to Hewitt. And Hewitt with some tough yards on second down. He's inside the 30. And I tell you what, if Chardon can put a score on the board now, they go up by 11. And that would just be a tremendous lead to have early in this fourth quarter.
Okay, we had good blocking again on that right side. Again, Krebs held his guy up. Kramer came across and hit his. Or, I'm sorry, I don't believe that was Kramer that time. I think that was Ben Desikiewicz in there. See if number 51 is at the right guard position at the moment.
And the question of tonight so far is what line has played better for Chardon, their offensive or defensive line tonight?
They've both done a very good job.
This time the carry to Makar, cutting up the middle. One man to beat, and he's racing towards the corner, and he's going to make the end zone. Touchdown, Hilltoppers.
Watch on the outside here. Watch Mark Bird level his guy. It's excellent. It's excellent. He pulls to the outside. Watch on the outside corner here. Right there, just knocks his guy over. Makar cuts behind it, takes it, and does his magical weaving there. Boy, I'll tell you, he does have some moves.
He has been tremendous tonight.
And when you got moves with good speed coming off that's a deadly combination. Boy, for a guy that they weren't even sure at game time if he was going to be playing, he's not doing too bad, you know.
No, he's not.
He's not doing bad at all.
And now Makar to do the extra point, and it is up and good. So at the 11:22 mark, early in this fourth quarter, Chardon has taken a 21-10 lead, and they're pitching a shutout here in the second half.
Oh, they're playing an excellent. Again, I'll allude back and give it a lot of credit to that Chardon coaching staff, because I'll tell you, this is a different team that came out here offensively and defensively. They just have made the adjustments necessary. The kids have gone out. They're a well-disciplined team. They've executed and done exactly what the coaching staff does it, and the scoreboard reads the results. They've gone from a 3-point deficit up to an 11-point lead.
And the most important part is they are 2 touchdowns ahead. The Steubenville team with a touchdown and a field goal would only be within 1 point. And again, we are at Harding Stadium tonight in Steubenville along the Ohio River. The 2.5-hour trip down from Chardon. And Chardon has just increased their lead till 21-10 early in this fourth quarter. And we were saying how well the offense and defense has played tonight, but most of all, the adjustments have been in the second half just tremendous by Bob Doyle and his coaching staff.
Yeah, they saw, like I said, it's just a case of reading weaknesses, understanding strengths, and just using them to whatever's your best advantage. Well, I'll tell you, though, it's not time to breathe real easy, because that Steubenville team can move the ball. They do have a very, very potent offense. You got to knuckle under and watch, because all of a sudden one score and that nice little cushion you got is down to a 10-year-old bowl area.
And Carmen Tizano to do the kickoff honors again. A short kick, fielded at the 25 across the 30. And that is, the football pops loose for a second.
I think he fell back on top of it. No. Are they waving it?
And Chardon has
no,
come.
he says he's down.
Well, I was
rolling it
just
down.
about to say Chardon has come up with the football. Brian Benton.
Again, I think it's Tim Smith, and he can hit. I'll tell you, he's probably over the last 2 years, there's nobody even close to him in special teams tackles. That's him right there in the ball. Oh, that's a fumble. I'm sorry, he was not down. That was a fumble. That knee did not hit the ground.
It was a fumble, but recovered.
The referees, I thought, have made some excellent calls tonight. That one, well, I guess you're allowed to blow one.
And they give up the middle for Steubenville. And that was given to Todd Filtz, the fullback. And now Vinny West makes his return to the offense for Steubenville.
See here, he's got a little bit of a whole med head on by Tim Smith, driven back. Boy, he is. Tim Smith is he's a punishing linebacker. And he doesn't time out with the quicker kids on the time. I mean, he's not way behind them. But he doesn't time out in the 40 with the things. But I'll swear he plays as fast as the fastest kid on that Chardon team out there. He plays faster than his 40-yard time.
Now from the shotgun, under pressure is Vane, and he will go down at the 30-yard line in the hands of Mitch Hewitt and Tim Smith.
Yeah, they just sent the linebacker. He said, "We're coming, boys." And Chuha broke through, was there to watch and admire his teammates' work. You can see right up the middle, Smith, Hewitt coming from the outside, double team tandem. Chuha says, "I want a piece." It was just a hair late, but boy, they double blitzed on that one and drove him way back. It was, what, an 8-yard loss? 4-7, say.
So with that 7-yard loss, it's 3rd and 16. Steubenville at their own 32. Just now under 10 minutes.
That was a defensive play that you really did. At this point in the game, that's a type that establishes big-time control. Oh.
Pass almost picked off.
Scanlon.
By Chris Scanlon.
And he knows he should have had that. You can always tell. I mean, you get that smack the ground, to throw the arm in the air, hit yourself in the helmet or something when you know you should have had it. I couldn't see somebody. The quarterback was just on his way down when he delivered. Somebody knifed through and had a shot at the quarterback. I didn't pick up the number, but he was definitely under big-time pressure on that play.
Provenzano to do the kicking honors. And the punt will be fielded at the 30. And it's fielded by Jason Hillkirk. And Chardon will go back on offense.
I didn't watch the end of that kick. I was watching. Kyle Peck came in from the outside there, lightly brushed the kicker. Kicker went to dramatic school and did one of his flips and all. I was watching to see if the referee would pick him out, but he determined it was a bad acting job, I guess.
Not an Oscar-winning or Emmy Award-winning.
Well, if you can't sell a referee, no, you're not going to. You don't belong on a podium with Dustin Hoffman or any of those.
So Chardon back on offense. 21-10 the lead for the Hilltoppers. Davis with the give to Hewitt, and he is met at the line of scrimmage.
Where they do hit inside. Hewitt's taking a little bit of punishment in there. He's coming in, and there's 2-3 guys laying a big-time lick on him. This is what Chardon would like to do. They'd like to slowly drive the ball. Have one of those patented old Chardon drive. Give it to the fullback, get 3 yards, get 4 yards, 3 yards for the third down, or for the first down on third. You want to just eat that clock slowly, churn up the yardage. Just eat a good deal this fourth quarter up.
Hewitt picked up 2. Now Davis on the keeper, right side.
Nice break a tackle.
And across the 40, puts his head down.
Nice job.
Davis, very tough running. And he took on the safety and as you can see here, kept it himself.
Yeah, you can see fake, went outside, put a little move on this guy, got outside of. Now watch, you'll see he sees the stakes ahead of him, puts his head down, he's going for a first down. He's driving, and he got it. Excellent, because he would have been stopped probably 2 yards shy and they ended up 2 yards over the stake. Good hard running by Ryan Davis on that one.
And he ran over number 15, Matt Ellis, which gave him the first down, and they're spotting the ball at the 43-yard line. First down and 10. Davis has done a real nice job tonight in the second game this season. This time they give it to Makar, and they read that one very nicely. And he'll fall backwards back to the 40-yard line. A couple of yard loss.
Yeah, the one thing I've seen, they haven't done the pitch out option yet. I haven't seen they run that. They run that in scrimmages. They run it in practice. That's a heck of a play, and they run a very good one. Davis runs a good one. Ben Chuha, who's the backup quarterback, runs a real good one. And so far, they just, maybe it's one of those things they just, with Makar back, that kind of changes your personality as well as your personnel in your backfield. Maybe it's the combination of that they haven't felt comfortable to kick it in yet. But I'm sure before this season's over, a lot of Chardon fans are going to see that option run extremely well.
And we have seen Davis the whole way. He is back to pass. Now rolling right. Flags fly in as the pass will sail down the far sideline, actually into the stands on the Chardon side. Let's see what the flag is about.
You got to guess that's a hold or something out there where they threw that. It's got to be against Chardon. It's a hold, yeah.
So a hold on Chardon. That'll tack off 5 yards and it'll bring up 2nd and 16.
Yeah, there's sometimes the flags go down and just the location of it, it's like an automatic that you know what it's going to be. Didn't see who did it, but it's happened out there.
And now Chardon, with this 11-point lead, has 7:51 left to pick up this big win on the road and win the home-and-home series the last 2 years with this big red team.
You know, I'm really surprised they took that penalty. Because it would have, if they hadn't taken it, it'd have been 3rd and long.
About 3rd and 8, or third and about 6, 7, yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, and the clock is not in their favor.
Definitely. They
So
want to get.
you're giving them another play to run. Eat up a little bit more clock. I don't think I'd have accepted that penalty. I really don't.
Now this will bring up 3rd down as Makar off right tackle slips and falls, as we'll see here.
Yeah, because you got to be concerned about that clock as well. It's not just stopping Chardon, keeping them deep and that sort of stuff. There's 7:27 left in this game now, and that is definitely time that benefits Chardon because Steubenville's going to need 2 scores on this, probably a touchdown with 2, and then the field goal just to tie it, or the 2 big touchdowns to take the lead.
Which in 2 possessions, if they go length of the field, especially the way the Chardon defense has been playing. And another give right up the middle. This time I think Tim Smith.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they tried to run him from the right wingback position, bring him off to the left side of their line. Steubenville's defense was very disciplined, stayed there, nothing opened up for him.
And the only thing good about that, although 4th down has come up, is that the clock continues to roll.
Yeah.
Because he does stay in the field to play. And
Like
back to do the punting is Chris Eloff.
Yeah, the lower that clock gets, the more it favors Chardon. Oh, he had a little pressure, got it off. Actually got a pretty good kick.
And that's Vinny West on the return. Yeah, you're right. Chris Eloff did a good job just to get that kickoff. They did come after that kick.
Oh, he had him come from both sides, and he kind of just short-footed it just to get it off.
And Vinny West's return brings Steubenville up to about their own, let's call it the 40-yard line. So they have 60 yards to move, and they have 6:28, and then they're going to need another possession and another score.
Yeah, it's one of those that they may go to the air more than they have been.
And they will here on 1st down. That pass is...
Wow. Did he pull it in?
If he did,
it's
it was
right in front of the Steubenville bench. But yes, he did.
What a tremendous juggling act there. The receiver was Brandon Young, number 12.
Actually, he should have had more forward progress. Because the Chardon guy drove him back. They gave him about where he went down.
They gave him 2 yards.
That was actually a bad spot. He lost probably a good yard and a half. And boy, that quarterback getting pressure.
A big pass caught downfield. As you said, Matt Vane was clobbered as he threw the football. Steubenville all the way down to the Chardon 25-yard line on a big pass play to number 88. That's Blair Thompson.
Dan Merritt made the tackle on that particular one, but I tell you, the quarterback, you can watch, he's wide open there. You got Rusty Opper behind him there. Dan Merritt coming out of that free safety position. Yeah, Steubenville's, they're back in the driver's seat again, moving the ball well.
Oh, and if that's a possession, that's a fumble.
I think it was a possession. Yes,
and it is. Steve Phipps just caught the football on a play that I saw them practicing on the field before the game, and they perfected it, and then they dropped the football.
Yeah, he had a couple steps down on the ground. He was a quick hitter. You can see catch. Oh yeah, that's definitely a possession. I don't think he put it away. It really wasn't the hit that caused the fumble. I don't think he tried to put it away and it just popped out on him. That's like the third or fourth big turnover Steubenville's had tonight, and they've shot themselves in the foot something fierce with those. Every one of them has hurt them. Here they're moving down, trying to get the score to bring the scoreboard just a little bit closer where they're within reach, and you have the big turnover.
Well, that's the second one of the evening, but Chardon isn't out of the woods yet. They only find themselves at their own 11-yard line, and obviously Steubenville wants to keep it tight and deep in their territory. And now whistles are blowing as they stop the play.
I'll tell you, if you gave Chardon an option of taking the ball themselves at 11 or letting Steubenville have it at the 15, I don't think there's any decision on that.
No
one.
question. There was a delay of game called on Chardon, so they'll move it half the way to the goal.
Boy, that's something you can't have happen down here. You don't have that much room to begin with, and you can't put yourself, because you're all in these quick-hitting, short yardage plays. That's what you're forced into. You can't have the big setup plays that can take the big losses because you don't have the room to do that. So consequently, that's not the time you want to be pushed back and make it a 1st and 15.
Makar around left end, gets some room and gets to the corner. And this may go for quite a distance. He's across the 40. And he's up to the 50, across the 50, and finally dragged down. Scott Makar has been the man of tonight as he now gets Chardon out of trouble and quite possibly may have run them to a victory.
Oh, what if he was 100% healthy?
Unbelievable. It's hard to believe the way he's playing tonight that he's not 100%.
Twisted up his ankle just a hair, but again, he's done that earlier. Again, he's going off well under his own power. I expect him to be right back, but it was good blocking again. Wow. You just had a super game tonight. I don't think the people in Steubenville care much for him. He burned them bad last year. He's come back this year, and he's done it again.
He did it again.
Incredible. When he gets healthy, he's going to really be something, you know?
Luke Chuha now down to the 41, 3 yards on the game. And again, Makar has just been outstanding this evening. We didn't even think he'd be playing in the game. And he came in late in the calisthenics before the game. Obviously gave Coach Bob Doyle the go-ahead, and he is in tonight's game, had many big carries, none bigger than that to get Chardon out of trouble and keep the clock on the move.
I'll tell you, there's one big difference from last year's team to this year's team is the play of that offensive line. You got to give all credit to that from your wide receivers blocking, Platts at tight end, Krebs and Burr the tackles, Dakowitz and Kramer the ends, Paul McCummings at center. All of them have just gelled into a good-looking offensive line.
Here's Davis on the quarterback keeper, pumping his legs. And now the play is whistled dead. He made it to the 38. That'll bring up 3rd and 4. And again, the most important part is the clock continues to roll. We're down to 4 minutes and 20 seconds. As we take a look here, the fake to Chuha, and then around right end, the quarterback Davis.
Yeah, we got Kyle Kaplan. I'm just looking through again to make sure the personnel has stayed the same. Kyle Kaplan's in at center currently.
And really, no matter who Doyle has inserted there this evening, he's had a strong 5 on that offensive line, and it has been tremendous
they've done
tonight.
A super job up front. I'll tell you, that's vastly improved over last year, which, quite honestly, was a kind of a weak line. And it's just playing very, very good, because this is a good football team that they're playing out here. Nice cut by Davis.
Nice cut is right, and Davis gets inside the 30, and the clock continues to roll, and Chardon is really clicking now late in this game.
Uh-oh, Davis is, well, I guess not, I guess.
Just checking his equipment.
That must be, because it looked like he was hobbling a little bit coming, but then he popped up, and yeah, I guess it was just, I think I'll pull my socks up a bit, adjust my wristband. I'm sorry, it was a wardrobe adjustment. I thought he was injured. Like I said, he's done a super job, and they do have a super backup also.
And now 1st down and 10 at the 28 for Steubenville. This time give to Hewitt. Hewitt breaks around, and Hewitt's going to scamper in for a touchdown. The 3rd touchdown on the evening for the Chardon Hilltoppers. The 2nd one for Mitch Hewitt. And the Chardon Hilltoppers are going to win this football game and win the home-and-home series against the Steubenville Big Red.
Again, that fully goes to that line. Hewitt, I think he was looking for contact. He went through a little slowly looking for contact. there was nobody to hit. They drove them off the ball, took absolute control. Excellent blocking on that side of the line there, on the left side.
Now Mitch Hewitt with a 38-yard touchdown run to make it 27-10. The point after now by Makar is up and good. That'll make it 28-10. And these Chardon Hilltopper fans that have made the trip down are quite happy they did.
I'll tell you, it's almost a turnaround. The defense of this team is a super defense. But I think tonight the offense shows we can not only do it, we can make more than our contribution to this. This started out with the defense weakening a little bit. Steubenville driving the ball down. Fortunately for them, they got the turnover. Offense just takes it, marches it right down the field, beginning with a big Makar play, finished off with a Hewitt play into the end zone there. They've just done an outstanding job. This is turning into what has been known primarily last year as a pure defensive team with an offense that got a few points for you. It's looking like it could be a well-balanced team all around. Good, solid defense and a good offense to complement it.
And a terrific start to a 98 season. Now 2-0 they will be, with a tremendous win last week at Bedford against a good quick team, and a team on the road that they really beat last year and were coming into this game into a hostile environment and have done a terrific job putting out that aside and playing good, hard-nosed football on the offensive and defensive side.
I tell you, you got to give credit. Steubenville is a quality squad. There is no question. Steubenville is going to end this season with a lot of wins. I'll be surprised if they have less than 7-8 wins on the season. That is a good football team out there.
The kickoff again from Tizzano, fielded now up to the 40-yard line. And Steubenville now is going to be in a hurry-up shotgun offense as they find themselves down 18 points with 3 minutes to go. Chardon again, you cannot give enough kudos to Bob Doyle and his staff for all the adjustments they made in the second half. What a well put together plan they have put together for this game, and coming into somewhere where it is very difficult to win and playing quite honestly like the team that was the home team.
I'll tell you, a lot of Steubenville fans are emptying out of the stands now. Oh, that quarterback, you got to give it to him. He has been absolutely destroyed. That was Smith and Dakowitz at the time. He has taken some heavy-duty hits back there. Even on passes, he's a tough kid. He hangs in that pocket. He's delivered some passes when he was really getting killed. That time he just went down wasn't able to deliver it. Well, I'll tell you, he keeps bouncing up. That is one tough quarterback out there.
Matt Vane, the junior, 6'1", 175. Here's a pass completion to Brandon Young. They give him the catch at the 46. It'll be near a first down, but again, it does Steubenville no good because the clock continues to run and they are no further downfield.
No, they got the timeouts, but it's to the point of the scoreboard says, why use your timeouts? They're doing a little bit of hurry up. If they can get a quick score or two, they're trying the timeout route. Well, he's coming completely across. Let's see what he ran about 150 yards to gain one.
He's still short of he's still short of the first down. You're exactly right.
He went a long way for that yard and a half.
And this possibly could be one of the final plays for the Steubenville offense tonight. It's 4th down and 1 if they do not connect here. Chardon still has the 3 timeouts, and so does Steubenville. I know Steubenville will try to stop the clock, but unfortunately the time is almost run out for the Big Red. They give up the middle. They do collect the first down.
Got it.
Filtz across midfield and inside the 45.
Well, you can see Dakowitz coming, making his penetration, breaking off the block, catching the ball carrier from behind. How many 25, 30-pound tackles do you see making tackles, catching backs from behind downfield?
And Dakowitz is definitely a very rare individual, and Chardon is very lucky to have had him the last 4 years.
Ooh. Again, Dakowitz and Platts, I believe. I made primarily Dakowitz level the quarterback just as he was getting rid of the ball. I'll tell you, that is going to be one bruised kid in the morning. I'll tell you, he has taken some really nasty hits back there.
And he has stayed in the game the whole game.
Oh, he hasn't even laid down for a second.
No.
He bounces right up. Wow, he's made out of rubber, I think.
Now Vane rolling left, looking across the field, has a receiver in Phipps. Phipps has caught it at the 32, now falls back to the 33. His forward progress would be to the 32.
Receives the pass from Matt.
Yeah, we got a minute 38 counting on the clock.
Brian Smith defense.
It has been a disappointing evening for the Steubenville Big Red. They were looking for the home advantage tonight after last year's throttling 38-0. And they have come in tonight. They put up the points in the first half, but just could not do it in the second half. They have been shut out since the first quarter.
Yeah, quite honestly, I think Chardon last year played their best game of the season against Steubenville. That wasn't a bruiser. That just kind of put him down. I think Tim Smith is feeling a little sorry for him. He went a little bit lower and just dropped him. He didn't really lay it into the chest of him. As Steubenville takes one of their 3 remaining timeouts, that leaves them with 2.
And you see Smith there with Tim Smith with the sack back at the 40. And Matt Vane, the quarterback for Steubenville, spent a lot of time on his backside tonight.
I'll tell you, Tim Smith is probably the most consistent hard hitter on this team. He gets there and he just tattoos people on defense. When he's in it back, he doesn't carry that often, but his blocking, he just attacks people. There's no question, there's a kid that loves contact.
Some of the games around the Premier Athletic Conference tonight, as we talked about, the Geneva Eagles and the Madison Blue Streaks will be playing tonight in Madison. The North Rangers, who won 51-0 over the Brush Sharks last week, are in North Olmsted, who beat North Ridgeville last week. Niles McKinley is at Riverside to face the Beavers of Don Anderson. And finally, the Mayfield Wildcats are visiting at South tonight against the Rebels, who are 0-1 after losing to the Eagles of Geneva 22-20. So Chardon will move to 2-0. Do not have yet a conference win because they have not ever played a conference game, but they moved to 2-0. So they have been impressive so far in 98. And tonight is a very impressive win on the road. Vane under pressure and again will go down. He has just that is a...
Well, luckily he was so surrounded nobody could put the big hit on him. He just got a mass. He got buried under mass and some, which is a lot easier than having a heavy-duty shoulder pad laid in your chest.
Perfect example of a coverage sack there, obviously, late in the game. And they're going for, they only have one man back in Ben Shuha. And another sack, the ball pops loose and Vane falls on it.
Speaking of Chuha, that was younger brother Luke on that one. Coming from his nose tackle position there. You can see him fighting off number 54, charging Powell. Oh, you got a feel for that corner, man. Probably say I'd put in for a transfer to Andrew or something.
Yeah, right. Here's a pass, a wobbling pass that's almost picked off by Chris Scanlon.
Scanlon hit the angle. Dan Barrett, I don't think realized it, kind of knocked into him.
Took his own player out.
Oh, I'm sure there's going to be a little ribbing on the bus trip home about Merritt. You know I had an interception. That's my first one of the season. Because he had a clean angle. He had little dollar signs in his eyes where he's saying, that's my ball.
Only 24 seconds left in tonight's game. Chardon will be the victor, 28-10, and move to 2-0 on the season. Steubenville will move to 1-1 on the season as they beat Youngstown Rain last week. And with the loss tonight to Chardon, 28-10, will be even at 1-1.
Now, was that back losing the ball?
I'm not sure.
It looked like on his way down he was... It was listed as a fumble. Watch it. You can see here in the replay. Never got it. He had it in his stomach, lost control of it. It hit the ground right there. Tim Smith, well, I guess rather than putting a tattoo on the kid, he decided, I'll just take the ball from you.
And Chardon now with the ball after the ball was given up on downs by Steubenville. We'll just take one knee and we'll end tonight's game, run out the last 19 seconds, and have a 28-10 win. The Chardon Hilltoppers have come into Steubenville, into Big Red Country, down along the Ohio River, and picked up the win tonight, 28-10 over a good Steubenville team.
Did a job. I think we should thank some people for that.
I think we should.
How's that for the lead-in?
John, it's been tremendous working with you tonight. Your final thoughts on tonight's game and how much it means to Chardon.
Oh, I think this is a big win. I think this is a game that Steubenville is a fine team. Like I said, I'll be surprised if they finish the season with less than 7-8 wins. That's a good football team. There's lots for them. What they got to do is regroup after a tough loss that they probably really wanted, but they'll be back, and they could be in the playoff mode.
So our final tonight from Harding Stadium in Steubenville, Ohio, Chardon 28 and the Big Red of Steubenville 10. Chardon moves to 2-0 on the season after the win over Bedford last week. They beat Steubenville tonight by 18. Let us once again remind you who was gracious enough to bring you tonight's game. Connecticut, Friel and Associates, accounting is our business, carrying out our clients is our practice. By Quay Buick, quality begins with QUA. By A.J. Golder Electric Company and Chardon Square Auto Body Tire and Brake. By Munson Corners, Sunoco Gas and Mini Mart. By the Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service. By Gary's Towing Service. By Rabbit Cleaners. By Hunter's Lawn and Sports Center, your Cub Cadet headquarters. By Rent-A-Wreck, cars and vans at sensible prices. By Hamden Building Products and Lawson Ford Mercury for sales, service, leasing, and parts. And by Bostic's True Value Hardware. And by Richard's Maple Products since 1910. If it is maple, we have it. By Air Cleaning Systems Incorporated, clean air for business and industry. And by Schiffler Equipment Sales for school and institutional replacement parts. By the Animal Clinic, Ron Swartz, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. And by Residence Artists, Home, Business, Industrial Painting. And finally by Max Dugan's Restaurant and Lounge. Thanks again to all our underwriters. Without their support, tonight's cablecast would not be possible. Please be sure to let these good folks know how much you appreciate their support for this program. Most of those named do a tremendous amount for our community, and we certainly again thank them for their assistance. It's been a tremendous trip down here to Steubenville for the Chardon Hilltoppers. They improved to 2-0 on the season with an impressive 28-10 win on the road and moved to 2-0. For John Walsh, I'm Chris Reckner. We'll see you next time here on GTV.